Diaz, kicker.
This is Taylor Beal, linebacker.
This is Jordan Oldroyd, quarterback.
This is RJ Moreno, running back.
This is Corey Coleman, wide receiver. This is Taco Williams, defensive back, and you are listening to Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports.
Live from Birkelbach Field in beautiful Georgetown, Texas, SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown High School football is on the air. Tonight, the Georgetown Eagles, 3-2, 0-1 in district play, will take on their district rivals, the Cedar Park Timberwolves, 5-1 so far this year, 2-0 in District 11 here in 5A Division 1. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Alongside the LT Kelly Duvall, I'm Brad Tillery up here tonight with you as we have this big district game. And Kelly, it's a cold one out there tonight. Ball's going to be a little slick. We know Cedar Park likes to sling it around a bit. Been wet all day, too. Maybe a game that could play into Georgetown's advantage because this is the toughest part of the schedule when you talk about a game at Hutto last week and then Cedar Park tonight, the number 6 ranked team in the last week and number 11th ranked team in the state tonight.
Brad, it's good to be back, and I'm excited to watch some high school football. We finally got some football weather, but you're absolutely right. Georgetown's schedule has them lined out for the toughest stretch of the district at the very beginning of district play. So Georgetown's had some struggles. We'll see if they can get it righted tonight, and we've got a chance of some rain a little while later, so that could affect the Cedar Park passing game. But we'll see what the Georgetown defense can do tonight against this always tough Cedar Park Timberwolf offense.
Yeah, it's the two teams that have played some really, really good football games the last couple of years. Last two games decided by a combined 4 points. Last year, a 27-24 victory for Cedar Park over in Cedar Park. But tonight, the return game. 2 years ago, Georgetown lost by a point here at Birkelbach Field. Georgetown has actually dropped 5 straight to this Timberwolf ball club here. So a chance for some revenge and really to get some momentum going in district play because, you know, that fight for the playoffs is underway. 0-1 now behind the 8 ball a little bit for Georgetown.
It is, and, you know, Georgetown has struggled the past few years trying to beat Hutto, trying to beat Cedar Park. So we've got the black-clad jerseys and helmets of the Georgetown Eagles walking through the stadium right now, making their way to the run-through, and then the white-clad Cedar Park Timberwolves tonight. So we've got good guys in black tonight for this broadcast.
Folks, we're going to step aside here for just a second, let you hear some of our great sponsors. When we come back, an interview with head coach Chuck Griffin from Mr. Kelly Duvall. After that, we'll continue to set you up for tonight's ball game. The Georgetown Eagles and the Cedar Park Timberwolves in 5A Division 1 District 11 play. Stick around. We got lots more to come.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
And now, your hometown Fighting Tigers! Is this what you hear at your school's athletic events? Has school spirit disappeared from your halls? Well, Waterboy Graphics can't fix the depth along the offensive line, but what they can do is give the look of your athletic facilities a boost that will bring the pride back to students, teachers, and fans. Replace the fading 80s mural in the gym with a customized slick series of graphics that scream school pride. In the locker room before the big game on a Friday, surround the team with images of what it means to be a part of that elite team. From the fields to the courts to the hallways, Waterboy Graphics elevates boring facilities to a level that are typical to major universities. We can put graphics on anything. From creative concept to installation, Waterboy Graphics' in-house team is on point. So the next time this happens, and now, your hometown Fighting Tigers! This happens. Waterboy Graphics, making school pride cool again. See everything we do at waterboygraphics.com. That's waterboygraphics.com.
Locally owned by Pam and Al Bartschmid, College Street Cottages is proud to offer vacation rentals in beautiful and historic Georgetown, Texas. With premium amenities and comfortably sized spaces, our cottages provide the best accommodations that Georgetown has to offer. All of the remodeled 1940s cottages include complete use of the entire house and yard, fenced backyard with seating, eating area, and a barbecue grill, convenient parking in front, and detached garage garages. For more information and to book, visit collegestreetcottages.com.
Change tonight. How's that going to affect tonight's game plan?
You know that doesn't affect it. It's just you control the controllables. It's a little colder, maybe a little chance to shower, but we're just going to get out there and go play. Control what we can control.
So what are you looking for out of Cedar Park tonight that you're going to try to combat?
Oh man, they're just a great football team. They are. They've been good for a long time, and that's why they're ranked number 11 in the state. And we're just going to go out there and play our best and play a little Georgetown Eagle football and get after them.
You guys ready to get back on the field after a tough loss last week?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Well, good luck tonight, Coach. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you later.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Matt Morrow of Gateway Mortgage Group is a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. As one of the country's largest privately held mortgage companies, you can expect smart solutions to meet nearly any mortgage need. From the right products to great rates and technology that powers it all, you'll find it here. Gateway Mortgage Group, your local residential lender. Borrow from Morrow. Visit them online at borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Well, back here at Birkelbach Field, we continue to count down to kickoff. About 2 minutes away as both teams march to center field. The captains do, and meet at the 50 as we get ready for the coin toss. Brad Tillery, Kelly Duvall up here on the radio, both with you tonight. Unfortunately, no Dave England down on the sidelines. We're having to go old school with some equipment tonight, so we don't have the sideline equipment. But never fear, Mr. England's up here helping us out in the booth. Doppler Dave giving us the update on the weather. 56 degrees right now. Feels like 54 here in Georgetown. Wind coming out of the north at 9 miles an hour. 48% humidity and possibly some rain on the way. Looking at the radar right now. And some stuff coming across Burnett, maybe over Liberty Hill. So potentially looks like it might skate a little north of us, but all it takes is one little shift in the wind, and the next thing you know, we got some rain coming our way as Georgetown has officially won the toss, and Georgetown will take the football as well and go south to north as you listen. So that'll be right to left as you listen. Kelly, we talked about it already, but a big game tonight for Georgetown. They were 0-1 in district play. Cedar Park's already 2-0. They've won 5 straight after losing an opening night game to 6A Power Vandergrift. And it's really a game where Georgetown's got to come out. And it's not a game the last 5 years they've been able to win, but it's a huge win for playoff prospects.
You hate to call it a must-win. With 4 teams making the playoffs, Georgetown doesn't have to win this game to stay in the playoff race, but being able to come away with a victory tonight would be huge for their confidence. They've had some straight losses now, which is out of the ordinary. Not very many of these seniors have had to deal with that. So we'll see how they react to it, and hopefully it'll be something really positive that they can build off of tonight. Be great to come out of here with a win against this Cedar Park team.
Well, they are presenting the colors out on the field right now as we will step aside here. The national anthem about to be played. When we come back, it'll be kickoff tonight between the Georgetown Eagles and the Cedar Park Timberwolves in a big, big district ball game. Stick around with us, folks. Glad to have you along here on SHN Sports.
And now, the singing of the national anthem, sung by Miss Semi Bautista.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Great job by the young lady sitting to our left over here in the booth, actually singing the national anthem from the PA booth next to us. You don't see that too often, but pretty cool as we are now getting set for football tonight. The Georgetown Eagles taking on the Cedar Park Timberwolves here on SHN Sports. So glad to have you guys along tonight here on the broadcast. We talked about Georgetown, and the last few weeks they have dropped 2 straight coming into tonight's game. Georgetown started out 3-0, but the last 2 weeks a loss here at home to Stephenville, 28-21. And then opening district play at Hutto last week. Hutto, the number 6 team in the state. A 34-18 loss, but a game that a tale of two halves in a way, because Georgetown got down relatively big in that game, 21-0 if I'm not mistaken, before making it a respectable 34-18 game, and kind of made it into a ground and pound kind of game there in the second half, Kelly, and it may be a formula for success, much like we saw in the playoff run last year for Georgetown moving forward this year.
That's one of those games where you look at it and you think for a minute that Georgetown players could have quit, but they didn't, and that's something that Georgetown coaches were able to build on for tonight. The defense their challenge is going to be this passing game from Cedar Park. Ryder Hernandez, the junior quarterback, number 4 for the Timberwolves, is going to be the key to victory tonight if Cedar Park's going to pull this game out. And the defense is really going to have to take care of that backfield and make sure that those receivers don't get on an island too far away, and they're able to stop that. They're going to have to be watching after Gunnar Absick, number 13, the junior wide receiver, and also in Josh Cameron. So they're going to have their hands full tonight. So it'll be interesting to see. But Georgetown's going to start off with the ball tonight. We'll have Darson Herman, the sophomore quarterback, running things for the Eagles. So we'll see how they've made adjustments from that Hutto game, what they learned from that, and see what they can do against this Timberwolf team tonight.
Well, the Timberwolves will kick it away, moving left to right as you listen. Cedar Park wearing the all-white uniforms, trimmed out in the dark forest green colors, the dark forest green numerals as well, and the dark helmets. As for the Georgetown Eagles, well, Georgetown's going with a bit of a different look at home tonight. Typically, it's the blue and silver, but tonight the all-black uniforms trimmed out in blue numerals with some white trim around the numerals, and the black helmets as well. First time I've seen them rock those so far this year.
Yeah, they've had the black uniforms in the past, but they've always worn them with a white helmet or the silver. So
they'll run up the kick. We are underway. High end over end kick fielded at the 8-yard line by Georgetown. Coming out to the 15. Big hole at the 20. Skips over a defender. And out to the 27-yard line is where Georgetown will take over. Returned by Brandon Bradford there. And Georgetown and Darson Herman will take the field for the first time today. So they'll officially spot this at the 28. Sophomore Darson Herman, a player who did not start the year as the starter but has taken over that role. He's a big kid back there. If I remember right, he's about 6, let's see here, officially on the roster, 6'3", 215 for Mr. Herman. 2 men in the backfield with him. Turns around, hands it off, and up the middle goes R.J. Marino across the 30-yard line to about the 31. And it's a pickup of 3. Here comes 2nd and 7.
You'd like to see R.J. back there, back in that backfield. He's had some injury problems this year, but I know he's excited to get back on the field tonight and take over the running game for this Georgetown offense. Good to see him out there. Good low run for him.
Luke Taylor in on the tackle for Cedar Park. Here comes 2nd and 7. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Herman back to pass. Quick bubble screen, near side. Ball caught. And spinning off of one tackle is Marino, but not another one, as he gets a loss of about 2 on the play. Dropped at the 29-yard line by Tamer Alzer. Here comes 3rd and 9.
Lots of Timberwolves around that screen pass out there in the flat, and they really did a good job of covering that up. And that kind of defense will make it tough for the Eagles tonight.
Folks, if we're a little slow identifying Georgetown players tonight, the numbers are not easy to see from the booth tonight. They are dark numbers on dark jerseys. 3rd and officially 10. Back to pass Herman. Steps up in the pocket. Has time. Fakes the throw. Now will take off himself across the 35. Dances out of bounds at the 38. But that should be enough for a first down for Georgetown.
Good strong run, and that's what Darson does really well, is run that ball. He's had some struggles in the passing game, but it's gotten a little better. Sophomore on the Friday Night Lights, he's gotten over that now. So the linebacker couldn't attack him like he wanted to because Darson pump fake, and it held the linebacker long enough to gain the first.
Well, there's 1st and 5. Then the ball is snapped, and that'll be an offsides against Cedar Park. They made contact with the center, actually kind of pushed, I think, the right guard over.
Yeah, I think that was actually the center that he pushed over right when the ball got snapped. But that'll be 5 yards, 1st and 5 for the Eagles, and that's what you like to see. Now, earlier in the season, the Eagles have really struggled with penalties and mistakes that have cost them on drives like this. But first couple of plays, that's how you want to start, and you want to keep it going without the mistakes that are unforced errors.
So a free 5 for Georgetown puts the ball at the 43. They've mismarked this thing a couple of times, but they're going to officially say this is at the 43.
It should be 1st and 5.
It is 1st and 5, though, because they moved the sticks back. Wow, empty everywhere. Georgetown has really spread the offense out here. Only the center and an up back. A direct snap to Herman, and Cedar Park called a timeout.
Yeah, their coach didn't like that lineup any more than the defenders did.
There were 4 men wide on the right side, another 3 or 4 down on the near side, a center, an up back, and Darson Herman in the middle. That was it. So a bit of an interesting play. It was, I believe, meant to just be a direct snap and let Herman run with it there. Yeah, is the way it looked.
It looked like that was going to be a design run for Darson. And the whole intent of that is to spread that defense out, which it absolutely did. It caused some confusion. Had they been able to snap the ball, they may have been able to get the first down, but Cedar Park's coach came running down and got to the referee in time to stop that play.
Want to say hello to our engineer extraordinaire who's usually up here in the booth with us tonight, Nathan Height. He is actually on the bus with Southwestern University. They're heading to Jackson, Mississippi right now. I'll be there pretty soon for their game tomorrow. Of course, you can see that Southwestern game tomorrow here on SHN Sports. So make sure you tune into that one tomorrow afternoon. Here in Georgetown, we're just underway, 10:45 to go in the opening quarter of play. No score. The Eagles on their first drive of the ball game. They picked up 1 first down on a play where, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it because they moved quickly, but Darson Herman with a bit of a senior-type play from the sophomore where he faked the pass to make the linebacker leave his feet and open up the running room for Herman to take off there.
There have been a couple of times this year where we've seen Darson, and he's a sophomore coming into the big Friday Night Lights, but there have been some times where we've seen that youth really affect Darson. He's made some decisions that were probably the decisions he wanted to have made or the coaches wanted to have made, but he's starting to mature in the offense, understand the offense better. Of course, he's playing in a similar offense as a freshman, but freshman ball and the game plan radically different than the varsity. But Darson seems to be the man now at quarterback for the Eagles, so they'll let that maturation process take place.
And he certainly adds a different dimension than most any other quarterback at the high school level with his size and speed. And he can throw the ball, too. He's got an arm.
But he's got to have his feet set.
Yeah. 1st and 5 here for Georgetown. They retake the field now. Marino in the backfield. He'll be motioned to the left of Herman. Snap back, quick throw near side. It's a screen pass, caught at the 40, going backwards. Now making a man miss. Up the field goes Corey Coleman, still going across the field, and he's taken down. No, on his feet again after being spun around, coming back to the near side. Coleman finally taken down at the 28-yard line, so he'll lose about 15 yards on the play after running 130.
Boy, at some point you want to see that go north-south, and that's. I remember our coaches when I was in school yelling about that running north and south, and he did a good job of avoiding a bunch of tackles, but he never got the ability to turn that back upfield, and Cedar Park just stayed hot on his tail and put him down for a big loss, and that's one of those mistakes that has just absolutely worn the Eagles out this year.
Kaysen Weisenhutter, by the way, and Luke Taylor there on the tackle for Cedar Park, finally able to get Coleman down. Coleman had the ball on the near sideline, went the other way, passed the second set of hash marks, then turned around and came back again.
He ran about 60 yards to lose 15.
Yeah, he a long way. So now it's 2nd and 21 for Georgetown. There's a quick stop due to an injury, back underway. Fake handoff, Herman rolling out to his right, looking for throwing. Everybody's covered, shakes a man off. Now will throw as he leaves his feet, just throws it out of bounds. And here comes 3rd down.
And that's a good, smart play right there, part of that maturation process that I talked about a little bit earlier. Instead of trying to force something that wasn't there, getting rid of it, live to fight another day. You can't really game plan to get that 21 yards all back in one bite. And now I guess you try to run something just to make it a little easier for your punter.
Hunter Hewitt there making the pressure for Cedar Park, forcing the throw out of bounds. 3rd and 21. Wouldn't be shocked to see a draw play or a straight handoff here. Snap. There is the handoff to Marino over the left side. Got a hole across the 30, pushing out to the 35, and back to the original line of scrimmage at the 38-yard line. So a gain of about 11, but Georgetown will have to punt.
Good job of the big boys up front, helping him get a little bit of extra yardage out of that. But again, that's one of those circumstances where Cedar Park's dropped way back in coverage. They really cut back what you can do and where you can go with that ball. So that run just gives your punter a little more room. See if you can flip this field and pin Cedar Park deep in their territory.
So Georgetown will drop back to punt as Winan kicks it away. Tamer Alzer back deep. Boot punted, high end over end kick into the wind, fielded just shy of the 40, and out to about the 44-yard line is where Cedar Park will get it in their own territory, but good field position for their first drive of the night.
I think we saw a little bit about what that wind's doing.
Yeah.
The Cedar Park return man got those arms out in front of him. I think he misjudged what that ball was going to do, and sometimes you'll see him extend those arms and drop that football, but he did a good job of hanging on to it. So that wind's probably doing some really goofy stuff to that football.
Andres Langhorn with the tackle there. We're going to have to, sorry for the crowd mic, it gets a little hot, folks. I think we're right by the
cowbell.
Right by the cowbells down there. We have to turn it down a little more just so to make sure you guys are understanding what's going on. For Cedar Park, 4 wide receivers set, 2 on each side, with 1 man in the backfield. Dropping back to pass, the quarterback, Ryder Hernandez. Throws it far sideline, ball complete, and tripped up at the 30, or the 48. Now the ball, did it come loose? No, it did not. So tripped up there was number 21, not on the roster for Cedar Park. And Aiden Valencia made the tackle.
Yeah, we can only go with what the coaches give to us.
We'll see if we can't get you a name and a number.
That's the high school version of the player to be named later.
2nd and 7 here for Cedar Park. Twin sets again. There's the handoff over the right side out to the 50-yard line. And here comes 3rd down.
Well, and you see the threat of the run of the passing game there. Cedar Park's not running the ball like they have in the past. Not bad at it, just not like they have in the past. They stretch that field out, splitting those receivers out there to try to take some of the defenders out. So it's got to be good, sure tackling for the Eagles tonight if they want to hope to contain this offense of Cedar Park.
Yeah, Cedar Park averaging just under 100 yards on the ground per game, nearly 300 through the air. 3rd and 5 here. Georgetown defense trying to get a stop on the opening drive for Cedar Park. Ball just past the 50. Cedar Park needs the 45 of Georgetown for a new set of downs. Back to pass. Hernandez scrambles out up the middle. He's got room. Cuts back up to the right, but he is taken down shy of the line to gain. At about the Georgetown 47-yard line, stepping up to make the tackle there was Taylor Beal, the big linebacker, and it'll be 4th and 2.
The quarterback's complaining about. So Georgetown kid picked up his towel and just stuck it in the paint.
Cedar Park may go for this here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to.
Tight formation. This could be the drop punt, too, with this formation. We'll see. And they're going to take an end-around toss to the left side. Georgetown snuffs it out, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Good job by the defense, stringing that out, not giving the back anywhere to go with the ball. Great job by the defense right there. You get a 4 and out on your first. That's got to give the Eagles some confidence right there. That was a great defensive stand by Georgetown defense.
End around went to Gunnar Absek, and it was Aiden Valencia making the big play for Georgetown.
Aiden Valencia did a good job of staying where he needed to stay and not letting his blocker drive him out of the play, and did a good job and a good one-on-one tackle out there on the edge.
7:18 to go, opening quarter. Georgetown with great field position here after the turnover on downs at their own 47-yard line. Second possession of the game for Georgetown. 2 wide receivers near side, 1 on the far. Moving right to left. Turn around, fake handoff, throw towards the middle. That's complete. And taken down at the 46 of Cedar Park is Cade Lachlan. I'll bring up second and very manageable. Tamer Alzer there with the tackle.
Those quick, high percentage pat throws out there like that are what give Darson some of the confidence that he's going to need for the remainder of this game.
Second down, 3 to go. Marino being motioned to the right of Herman. There's a handoff to Marino over the left side, and he just plunges his way forward. Back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Here comes 3rd and 3.
Some chippiness out there between those bigs on both sides of the line, pushing on each other. So referees did a good job of stepping in there and stopping that. But Cedar Park has obviously heard of R.J. Marino, and they're every time he gets the ball, there's a couple of guys got hands on him.
3rd and 3, Marino again to the left of Herman. 2 wide receivers each side, tight to the formation. Herman back to pass, steps up, will throw down the left sideline. It's incomplete. Ball intended for Corey Coleman. Well covered there by Cedar Park, and here comes 4th and 3.
Caden Combs, the senior defensive back for Cedar Park, was out there. Both of the receiver and Combs both going a little handsy out there, and the referees let them play. So good non-call there, and not much offense. Kind of surprising for the beginning of this game.
Georgetown back to punt again, 4th and 3, kicking into the wind. Snap back, punt away. It's a good one. A little low punt, bouncing at the 30. Will roll forward inside the 25 and out of bounds, so no chance of a return for Cedar Park, as that was Cade Lachlan kicking it away for Georgetown. They'll officially mark it at the 25, and that's where Cedar Park takes over.
A lot of times you don't give a whole lot of credence to the first drive from either team. You see it at all levels. That first drive, they may drive down and score real quick. Now is when you start to find out what kind of successes both these offenses are going to have or not have against the defenses that the other team has in store for them.
4 wide receivers here for Cedar Park on their second possession. 2 on each side of the formation. 1 running back there as well with Ryder Hernandez, the quarterback. The junior takes it, throws near sideline. Ball caught at the 32, but taken out immediately is Gunnar Absek. Didn't see who made the tackle initially. It was number 5 for Georgetown, Matt Anderson. Of course, I'm out of bounds, so it'll be second down and about 4.
You see how Georgetown's playing defense. They're a little concerned about the speed of the receivers and the size of the receivers, so they're just now moving up and trying to throw them off their routes. They just can't let them get behind them.
Stacked receivers at the numbers on each side. Quick throw, far sideline. Ball caught on the screen across the 35 to the 40-yard line. That's a first down for Cedar Park. Josh Cameron on the catch and run, a gain of 9 on the play.
The concern that Georgetown has for the ability of the Cedar Park receivers to beat them deep makes that play right there wide open for the Cedar Park offense, because they don't have help from another corner or a safety up there, and you've got one guy trying to defeat 2 offensive players.
1st and 10 here for Cedar Park. That's their first time moving the chains tonight. There's a turnaround, a handoff over the right side, barreling forward to the 45-yard line. A gain of 5 for Cedar Park. Big number 29, Christian Pickens. Actually, that's 20, excuse me. I had the wrong number. Kevin Adams, the running back for Cedar Park. That'll be a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. Aiden Valencia all over the place. That's like his 4th tackle already tonight.
You like seeing that young man all over the field, but 5 yards on that first down is tough for this defense to overcome.
2nd and 5 here. Ran in motion to the left side. Hernandez drops back. Georgetown's coming. Georgetown's got him. Dropped in the backfield for a sack. And the Eagles bring up a 3rd and long. It was Valencia again getting in there.
The defense got back there so quick. I thought they were setting up a screen, but there was no running back there for the screen. I just think that defense got such great penetration. They sent some backside pressure into the quarterback, and everybody got there. All 4 of the people rushing. That Georgetown's playing that 3-3 stack, but they sent one of the linebackers in, and all 4 were able to get back there to the quarterback.
5 wide formation for Cedar Park here on 3rd and 11. Hernandez calls for the snap. Looking over the middle. Throws, got a man. It's complete. Out to the 43 of Georgetown, but a flag is down in the backfield.
Going to be a hold on that left side of the Cedar Park offensive line. Hands to the face.
Pass was called by Will Udoye, but it's good. It'll be a personal foul. Hands to the face against Georgetown. I'm not laughing at Georgetown, folks, I promise you. I'll explain what I'm laughing at here in a second. Right as the referee was making the call, the football was coming back towards the line of scrimmage. He got hit in the head with it. But the penalty goes against Georgetown. They don't see the hold there, bud, that you thought you saw, and instead they say hands to the face.
There was a hold out there on the edge. One of the Georgetown defensive end, Cummings, one of the Cummings twins, had his shoulder pad about getting pulled out from underneath his jersey, but they saw the hands to the face.
So the penalty moves the ball deep into Georgetown territory at their 29. Cedar Park driving. 3 stacked receivers on the near side and a triangle formation at the numbers. Instead, they hand it off over the right side and clipped up at the line of scrimmage. No gain there for Cedar Park as Jonathan Stockwell, the running back, was barely able to get back there. Coming in on the tackle over there was John Miranda for Georgetown.
Nice job of Miranda sniffing that out. Cedar Park relies heavily on that passing game, but they're staying a little more to the ground. I don't know if that's the intentional game plan, if it's got something to do with the wind, but Georgetown sniffed that run out real well.
3:45 to go in the opening quarter. Still no score. Hernandez with 3 receivers to his left and 1 to his right. Takes the snap, drops back, throws across the middle. Got a man wide open, caught at the 20 down to the 15-yard line. It's a first down as Cedar Park moves into the red zone. Couldn't see who came up with the catch there. Looks like number 13, Gunnar Absek.
They're able to find the holes in that. They're running kind of a zone defense, Georgetown is, but Cedar Park's able on this drive to find the middle of the field where those holes are in that zone.
Here comes 1st and 10. Ball at the 15. As Cedar Park is driving, looking for their first score of the game. Hernandez to throw again. Scrambling around to his right, being flushed out of the pocket. Sets, now goes back to the left. A host of Eagles are after him. He's back to the other hash mark. He's going to tuck it, now throw towards the end zone. Got a man open in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Almost intercepted by Georgetown. Oh, man. A lot of scrambling, a lot of running. Georgetown nearly gets the pick. Instead, it's an incompletion.
There was a lot of turf out there, but his guy was open just for a second. And Saul De La Rosa came over and shut that play down real quick. Did a great job of knocking that ball away and keeping that from being a touchdown. There were 2 receivers at 2 points in that play that he had. Right whenever he started getting a lot of pressure, he scrambled, but he had a guy out to the left side that was wide open for a touchdown if you could seen him.
2nd down, 10 to go for Cedar Park at the Georgetown 15. Again, 4 receivers, 3 to the near side in a triangle formation right outside the numbers. There's a handoff up the middle, across the 15, pushing his way down to the 12 as the running back for Cedar Park, and we don't know the name of.
Taylor Beal on the play for the Georgetown defense against the nameless number 21.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah, at halftime we'll try to chat with the coaches before they head down the elevator.
3rd and 7 here. This time the Timberwolves do have Kevin Adams in the backfield with Ryder Hernandez, the quarterback. Again, 4 wide receivers, this time 2 on each side. Spaced out evenly, ball right in the middle of the hash marks. Snap to Hernandez, looking to throw. Rolls right, throws right into coverage, and it is caught in the end zone, now dropped. Oh, my goodness. Gunnar Absek came up with a football, and at first glance, I thought he had it.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Tyler Fithium was back there on the defense, but it was a great throw right over his head. He couldn't jump quite high enough. I thought he had caught it, but this is a big stop, holding them to a field goal attempt, apparent field goal attempt here after that 15-yard penalty that put Cedar Park in really good shape. So Defense stiffened a little bit.
To Cedar Park will try the 30-yard field goal attempt. Justin Borer, the kicker. He's kicking with the wind, going left to right here. Shane Cathy, the holder here. Actually, that's Cole Kruger, the holder. My apologies. The backup quarterback. Ball spotted right in the middle of the hash marks. Boot away. It is up, and it is good. And with 1:58 to go here in the opening quarter of play, the Cedar Park Timberwolves have the first lead of the night, 3-0 over the Georgetown Eagles. Back with more in just a minute. This is Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
3-0 your score. The Cedar Park Timberwolves lead the Georgetown Eagles with 1:58 to go in the opening frame, as Georgetown will get the ball back after the Cedar Park scoring drive. We'll give you the drive recap here in just a second. Kick away. High end-over-end kick, fielded right at the goal line, actually into the end zone. That's going to fall for a touchback. And so Georgetown will get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25. So glad to have you all along. Make sure you're commenting on the thread tonight and the game broadcast. We'd love to hear from you, hear from where you're listening from. That scoring drive, by the way, 10 plays for Cedar Park. It went, let's see here, 25, about 55 yards, if I'm not mistaken on my math, and ended with a field goal. Scoring drive took 4 minutes and 17 seconds off the clock.
Got Cohen Ward listening to us from beautiful Alpine, Texas. Cohen, thanks for joining us tonight.
Herman in the backfield sends a man in motion to the right. Turn around, fake the handoff. Herman to throw over the middle. Got a man at 30, caught. Back to the 30-yard line, no more. Tried to make a few people miss. I believe that was Corey Coleman with the catch across the middle. It was, and it's 2nd down and 5 for Georgetown.
Again, those high percentage throws is what the coaches are calling to give Darson. Thanks. Give Darson some chances to do something in the passing game.
2nd and 5 for Georgetown. Handoff straight up the middle to R.J. Marino, pushing his way to about the 33. So that brings up 3rd and 2 for Georgetown. Shelby battles in on the tackle for Cedar Park.
Wouldn't be surprised if they can get this first down to see him go with a little speed on the between plays and go with a little hurry up.
Looks like R.J. checked out of the game. Like I said, folks, a little tough to keep up with the Georgetown players tonight, as we're down to 1 minute here in the opening quarter, because they're wearing dark numbers on dark jerseys. Brandon Hargrove in the backfield now. There's a direct snap to Herman right up the middle. Bulls his way forward. That's a 1st down for Georgetown out to the 38-yard line.
Zero doubt where that was going.
They put all 10 blockers, within a yard of the football right inside the tackles and just said, Darson, take it up the middle, big fella.
They blocked the man above, right in their face. That was straight push. There was no guards pulling, no tackles pulling. It was just take the man in front of you and drive him backwards.
Modern-day quarterback sneak. 26 seconds to go in the quarter. 3 wide receivers here for Herman. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far, moving right to left. Handoff over the left side and tripped up at the 40-yard line. That looks to be R.J. It was R.J. Marino. Blake Burton with the tackle for Cedar Park. 1 yard gain on the play. Here comes 2nd down. And Georgetown, I do believe, will let this one roll to the end of the first quarter. After 12 minutes of football here in Georgetown, Texas, your score: the Cedar Park Timberwolves lead the Georgetown Eagles by a count of 3-0. Back in just a minute. This is Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Back here at Birkelbach Field as we start the second quarter, 3-0. The Cedar Park Timberwolves lead Georgetown, but the Eagles have it second down and 8 from their own 40. Glad to have everybody along. We'll give you the first quarter stats here in just a second. There's a handoff over the right side, lot of running room. Up to the 45, out to the 48-yard line. R.J. Marino with a nice run, a gain of 10 on the play, and it's a first down for Georgetown out to the 49.
RJ's looking like he's got some good fresh legs under him now. He's missed a couple of games because of some injury issues, but he looks fresh tonight. Boy, it's good to see him run the football again.
Pistol formation here with RJ behind Darson Herman. Ball at the Georgetown 49. Herman calls for it, turns around, fakes the handoff, throws far side, caught just outside the hash marks, but that's a gain of 6 on first down.
Looks like they're going with some tempo now, like we were talking about. We'll get to the first quarter stats as soon as we get a little bit of a break, but the Eagle offense has really picked up the pace here, so we'll see if they can continue this drive. They need something right now.
That first down pass, by the way, completed to Cade Lachlan, so Georgetown into Cedar Park territory for the first time tonight. Actually, second time. There's a handoff to Marino, bouncing off of one tackle to left, got room down the sideline to the 30, 20, 15 in, pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. R.J. Marino taking it down the far sideline. And Georgetown is in business. Caden Combs making the touchdown-saving tackle.
Nice job of bouncing that to the outside. The Cedar Park cornerback came in a little too far, but looks like we got a flag on the play. Man.
Ball will come back. They're going to call Corey Coleman, the wide receiver, for a hold on the outside that sprung him. And then, was that RJ or Ryan Eady on that run, by the way?
I thought it was RJ.
I thought it was RJ.
Ryan.
It might. Again, but I'm not trying to say it too many times, folks. It's dark numbers on a dark black jersey.
Well, and RJ and Ryan are both built very similar.
Yeah. So that's going to move the ball back to the 48 of Georgetown. Here's 2nd and 7 now. Rolling to his right, Herman will throw. Near sideline, ball caught at the 40. And that should be enough for a first down. There's more laundry on the field, though. Ball was caught by Brandon Bradford.
Yeah, they had a free play because they called the...
Yep, they will call offside, so the penalty decline. That's a first down for Georgetown.
I thought he got back in time, but the referee on that side said no.
3-0 your score, 10:40 to go in the first half. Cedar Park leading Georgetown. Cedar Park ranked number 11th in the state in 5A Division I. There's a handoff, nope, fake. Herman throws far side, and it'll be incomplete. Looking for a man in the slot. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage by number 47, Adam Higgins.
He's threatened that a couple of times and hadn't been able to get his hands on the ball, but he has then.
That's about the 4th time that Georgetown's thrown that little quick slant on the inside. They're setting up for a pump and go, you would think, later on tonight.
I was just about to say.
2nd and 10 here from the Cedar Park 40. Marino goes to the right of Herman. Herman takes the snap, drops back, has to run out of the pocket, he can't escape rather, as the Cedar Park Timberwolves collapse for the sack. Javion Mays and Hunter Hewitt in on the tackle, and that's a loss of 3. Here comes 3rd and 13.
I thought Darson had a nice little lane to run in there, but it closed quickly.
3rd and 13 here. from the Cedar Park 43. 5 wide receivers for Georgetown, 3 on the far side, 2 on the near, moving left to right. Ball on the right hash mark. Snap to Herman. He's got time. Looking to throw. Pumps. Now goes deep for a man. Had a little bit of a step, but it's overthrown. I believe that was intended for, I can't say, is that Marino down there? Yep, R.J. Marino, the running back, who was running out of the slot. And here's 4th down for Georgetown.
I think his heart skipped a beat because he saw him down there wide open.
Yeah, he pumped the first time and kind of pulled back and tried to reset his feet to throw, and it's a little bit too long.
Yeah, now he's got the wind behind his back, which he didn't have in the first quarter, so
yeah,
that may have caused that ball to sail a little bit more.
Well, speaking of the wind behind the back, Cade Lachlan will have it at his back while he kicks this one away. Chance for Georgetown to pin Cedar Park deep here. Ball's low, well scooped up by Lachlan just to get his hands on that one. It will bounce at the 15 and fielded right there by Georgetown as Aaron Bizzell is the man to down the football. And Kelly, tell us the first half stats.
So our first quarter stats from the legendary Galen Welnicki. Cedar Park had 2 first downs. They rushed the ball 7 times for 32 yards, -5 in the passing game for Cedar Park in the first quarter. So that's a little out of the ordinary. They're 4 for 6 on those passes for a total of 27 yards total offense. Georgetown had 2 first downs, also 7 yards in the rushing game, 53 in the pass game for a total of 60 yards, 5 for 7 in the passing game for the Eagles.
1st and 10, Cedar Park, going right to left now. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. Handoff right up the middle. Georgetown snuffs it out at the line of scrimmage. 4 Eagle defenders there to make the tackle immediately, as the ball was handed off to Kevin Adams, but Marcus Herrera leading the way for Georgetown.
This Georgetown defense has done a really good job of limiting the Cedar Park offense tonight, which is what you want to see. And we've got a defensive struggle, which I don't think very many people expect.
No, this is the kind of game that plays into Georgetown's hands right now. Kevin Adams in the backfield with Ryder Hernandez, the quarterback. 4 wide receivers set. Adams flashes out to the slot, running a wheel route out there. Hernandez looking right now. Will try to scramble out of the backfield. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not technically going to be a sack, but you might as well call it that. I believe Connor Cummings is the man who came up with the tackle.
Yeah, Connor got in there off that end, and he actually was tied up more towards the middle of the line, but he was able to bounce out and shut down the quarterback before he could bust out of there. Great play by Cummings.
Actually, it will be a sack. Ball marked back a couple of yards. So here's 3rd and 12. Four receivers out there. Hernandez looking to throw, getting pressured up the middle, has to escape. Now will throw, got a man wide open near sideline. Ball caught at the 40 to the 45, down the sideline, staying inbounds before being pushed out is Jonathan Stockwell, the running back. He just kind of leaked himself out of the backfield there, Kelly, and was able to make himself open on a little soft spot, and credit Hernandez for finding him.
The defensive back had to make a choice because there was going to be a big gain. It was either going to be by the quarterback's feet or by the throw, so he didn't have any help over the top that was supposed to be there out there on an island by himself. So first down for Cedar Park on a big gain. That's the first big gain they've had tonight.
34 yards on the play. Ball now at the Cedar Park 49. There's a handoff over the right side and maybe back to the line of scrimmage. A yard gain is where they'll officially mark it at the 50, but man, that Georgetown defensive line, the linebacker, stepping up well right now to stop the run game. Matt Anderson on the tackle.
Referee on the far side of the field gave a generous spot to one on this side.
I thought so too.
Had one that looked more along the lines, but
well, it's a gain of 1 for Cedar Park. Ball right at midfield with 7:45 to go in the opening half. Cedar Park leads it 3-0. Georgetown showing some heat here. Coming off the right edge. They will bring it. Throw by Hernandez over the middle. Caught up the seam goes Cedar Park to the 20. Down to the 15. Spun at the 10 and taken down at the 6-yard line. Josh Cameron, the wide receiver, just found the little skinny post route up the middle and picks up a huge chunk of yards. A gain of 43 on the play.
That was a completion to the side where the pressure came from, and that's what you're susceptible to whenever you pull that extra man in to try to get some pressure on the quarterback. Georgetown's done a good job of mixing that pressure up, but they couldn't get there then, and the quarterback had time to hit his open receiver.
Now 1st and 7, or 1st and goal rather, from the 7. Stacked receivers. Handoff by Cedar Park up the middle over the right side, moving forward, somersaulting in. Ball came out, and a late signal for a touchdown. The Georgetown players are motioning like the ball came out before it went over the goal line. But the only opinion that matters is the man in the striped shirt out there.
I don't know that the ball ever got over the goal line.
I don't think it did either.
Because he did a flip.
They will rule it a touchdown.
Oh, man. I don't think that ball ever got in the end zone. He did a flip, landed on his back, and then may have bounced into the end zone, but the Georgetown players thought that ball came loose.
So that's going to be a 7-yard touchdown run from the player to be named. We'll officially get you his name later, folks, we promise. We just haven't had time to go get it. And Cedar Park has the first touchdown of the night for either team. And Georgetown with a substitution is going to have to take the delay here.
We don't have official replay, but.
Yeah, I don't know that he ever got in with the football.
They're back in.
That ball is out. That ball's out. We got my spotter up here, who happens to be the old man, helping me out tonight. He's looking through the binoculars on the board and says the ball is out, as the extra point is up and good. And your new score, with 6:56 to go here in the first half of football, Cedar Park leads the Georgetown Eagles by a count of 10-0. Back with more in just a minute. This is Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
Insurance Group is designed to fit your insurance needs. We will help you manage and plan for all your potential risks. As professionals, we assess your needs and offer you a variety of insurance products to choose from. Service, whether it is in response to an insurance claim or general question, is the most important value we offer you. For more information, please visit pigbcs.com. If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Well, the kickoff on the way for Cedar Park. A high end-over-end kick going far sideline. Fair caught at the 28 by Georgetown. A little tough luck for the Eagles as we believe the ball was out at the 1-yard line on the run-in for the touchdown for Cedar Park. And we saw the replay, and it sure looked like the ball was out. But Georgetown's going to have to buckle up and play some football now after Cedar Park puts one on the board. 6 plays, 83 yards on the drive, counting 2 minutes, 43 seconds off the clock, and Cedar Park leads at 10-0.
That's more what you expect out of the Cedar Park offense. They had some success then. Hernandez is up to 7 out of 9 for 129 yards now, and that's where they have really relied this season, is on that passing game. So the Eagle defense had some success in bringing pressure from different sides, but he was able to find the holes now and adjust to that pressure they're bringing.
Darson Herman leads the offense back on the field for Georgetown. Sends a man in motion to the right, and now Georgetown's going to get whistled for a pre-snap penalty. Delay of game on the offense. It'll be 1st and 15.
Boy, those pre-snaps.
Thank everybody for listening in here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Also thank our friends for Glenn Patterson Realtor for sponsoring the first quarter, as there's a handoff right up the middle to Marino, out to the 25, picks up 2 on first down.
Man, those 5-yard penalties just kill you on first down, the pre-snap stuff, and Georgetown's been susceptible to that and been bitten by that bug several times this year.
Shelby Battles there on the tackle for Cedar Park.
Battles on the tackle.
Snap to Herman. Max protection, looking to throw down the left sideline. It'll be too strong. Incomplete, looking for the deep ball. And here comes 3rd and 13. I can't tell who the ball was intended for out there. Trying to figure it out. It'll be Corey Coleman, who was the intended receiver. And here comes 3rd and 13 now for Georgetown.
I like the play call because they've been hitting those short passes, and then they try something down the field. You got to try something down the field to try to loosen up this defense.
4 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far for Georgetown. Herman drops back, has time, throws down the middle. It is caught at midfield. First down, Georgetown. Going up to pull it down is Cade Lachlan, and a gain of 25 on the play.
Nice job by Lachlan climbing the ladder. The ball fluttered a little bit high, but he was able to go up and get a great catch.
5 wide still for Georgetown, going fast here. Herman now checks with the sideline. Calls for the snap, takes it. Quick throw in the slot, caught at the 45, and a 5-yard gain there for Georgetown. As that was Tyler Fithian with the catch.
You got that big play out to the middle, and they start trying to get some pressure on Herman. That quick throw out to the right side was a good call because the guy that usually have his hands up had to actually stun it towards the inside trying to rush.
Fithian actually lost a yard when he started running there, so 2nd and 6 now for Georgetown. Ball on the near hash mark. Moreno to the right, and a run straight up the middle by Herman across the 45 into the scrum, and he'll be taken down at the 42, but that's a nice 2nd down play, bringing up 3rd and 2 there, Kelly.
That 3rd and short's what you need. Now this is that circumstance. You got some positive stuff going on the drive. You might take a shot here.
Yeah. Shelby battles in on a tackle there for Cedar Park. Don't forget, folks, stick around. We got some interviews coming up at halftime along with SHN Football Friday. 3rd down here, man goes in motion. Handoff right up the middle and across the 40. That's a 1st down for Georgetown as Moreno will push his way out to the 39. Really good job of using Ryan Eady as a decoy to go in motion and open up that middle, taking the linebacker out of the play.
Yeah, Eady's had some success this year. Young running back that spreads out sometimes in this offense, but he drew that linebacker out and opened it up.
Georgetown really running the clock right now as well, keeping the ball on the ground. Fake handoff. Herman looking to go deep down the right sideline. Got a man open, and it's incomplete. Ball landed out of bounds. It was intended for Brandon Bradford. Ball just sailed over his head. Here comes 2nd down.
I like they keep taking some shots down the field. Hopefully one of these times you hit that.
They got guys open down the field.
Yeah.
Like, Bradford was 3 steps behind the defender there.
Darson needs to just set his feet, take that step forward, shift his body weight, and put a little more air under, let the guy run underneath the football.
2nd and 10 here. Herman with a handoff over the right side, cutting across the 40 and stepping up to about the 37. Georgetown pushing to the 36-yard line before the official blows it dead. Tackle made there by Ronald Caldwell, as that was R.J. Moreno with the carry. Gain of 3 on the play, 3rd and 7.
It'll be interesting to see what the coaching staff calls up here.
You could call a 4-down territory here, so you might want to go 3-4 yard type play to give yourself something manageable on 4th. Running backs will switch spots, left and right, split backfield. Snap, Herman to throw. Got a man at the 30, that's caught to the 25. 1st down, Georgetown inside the 25-yard line. That was Brandon Bradford with another big catch. Ball at the 24, a gain of 12 on the play.
Brad, I really think they're setting something up out there on that left.
I do too. I think they're setting a pump and go type play. And a timeout has been called. 3:29 to go here in the opening half of play. 10-0. Cedar Park leads, but Georgetown driving back in just a minute. This is Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
Royce Electric is a proud supporter of the Georgetown Eagles. Royce Electric also wishes Kaylee Biondo a great year. Go Eagles! Royce Electric, Harker Heights, Texas.
3:29 to go here in the opening half. One more one of our sponsors we want to make sure we tell you about, guys, and it is WVE Vehicle Electronics. They offer a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics, including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Sparkplug and NTK sensor brands, WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE Vehicle Electronics. That's WVE Vehicle Electronics, precision engineered to perform, found at your hometown Fox Auto Parts store in Georgetown, Texas. First and 10, Georgetown from the 24 of Cedar Park. Turnaround handoff to Marino on the right side. Got room. Stutter steps. Cuts upfield at the 15. Inside to the 10-yard line. And Georgetown will have first and goal after the 14-yard run by R.J. Marino.
They sent pressure from the corner, and he came up and he had to pick R.J. or Darson. And Darson did a great job of hanging onto that football just long enough to make him commit to Darson. And R.J. had a great lane. Great run by R.J. Good job using his feet.
Shelby Battles for Cedar Park saved the touchdown. First and goal, Georgetown from the 10. Fake handoff, Herman to throw, got a man coming out of the flat and out of the backfield, incomplete, just overthrows Ryan Eady, who had acres of space in front of him.
You see, this is a young quarterback that's getting some opportunities, and he's getting really excited in those opportunities, and he's just sailing that ball. It's so close to happening. Oh, man.
Second down, 10 to go now for Georgetown, or second and goal, I should say, from the 10. 10-0. Cedar Park leads it, but Georgetown looking to crack the scoreboard before we get to the half. 3:01 to go. Herman hands it off. A little bit of a jumbled handoff to Marino up the middle, and the ball will get out just past the 10, so maybe a half a yard gain. Here comes third down. Kind of a bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, I think so. I think he held on to the ball a little too much, trying to run kind of a zone read look there, but this is, I don't know. I don't think you have anything to lose making this 4-down territory here.
Eady and Marino in the backfield. Marino to the left, Eady to the right. Eady goes in motion out to the left. Herman to throw, looking across the middle. Got a man at the goal line, incomplete. Ball was a little bit high and off the hands of Brandon Bradford. Here comes the kicking unit for Georgetown.
Good job by the cornerback for Cedar Park out there, making contact right at the right time. Because if he was any earlier, that would have been pass interference, but that was a great play. I couldn't see his number. I think it's
James Marshall. Wait, oh, sorry, we misidentified the receiver. That was Corey Coleman going across the middle there. Here's a 26-yard field goal attempt for Georgetown. Kick is up. It is good. And the Georgetown Eagles are on the board with 2:24 to go in the opening half of play. Cedar Park leads at 10-0 over Georgetown.
Well, we've got 2:24 left. Georgetown has all three of their timeouts, so if they can stop anything big from happening on the first play by Cedar Park, you probably see them try to burn these timeouts, maybe try to get a few extra points on the board. And they've had success on defense at one really good drive. Cedar Park's points came from a 15-yard penalty on their second drive in the first quarter, and they hadn't done much until that last touchdown drive that they had, where they finally turned up that offense that looked more like the Cedar Park offense that we're used to seeing. But the defense has really played well tonight for Georgetown. I like what the coaches are doing. They're mixing up the pressure. They're bringing it. And I like it. I like what I see.
For Georgetown, a 13-play, 63-yard drive, taking up 4 minutes, 32 seconds off the clock there. 10-3 now. Georgetown within a touchdown. I'm with you. I like what they're doing, kind of pounding away at this Cedar Park defense a little bit, taking some shots down the field. You think eventually one of those shots is going to hit here.
Yeah, you think so. Folks, stay with us at halftime. I think we got a special guest coming up at halftime.
Yeah, we do. Let me get all the information here. Miss Karen Crosby from The Locker. She, of course, the mother of Mason Crosby, Georgetown great, and kicker for the Green Bay Packers, going to join us up here, tell us all about SHN's Commitment to Community Partner for 2019, The Locker. So stick around for that. And then we'll also go to SHN Football Friday after the interview. High end over and kick on the kickoff for Georgetown. Fielded at the 7-yard line by Cedar Park, going up across the 20-25. Got a hole to the 40, only one man to beat. And Georgetown able to wrap him up at the 45. It's Tristan Hervey with the return. Credit the kicker for Georgetown there to make the stop. I couldn't catch the number exactly who's kicking tonight for Georgetown. I think it's Diaz. No, it's not Matt Diaz. Excuse me. That's Isis Wienen, or Wienen rather, the kicker tonight. Yep. So the ball at the 45 for Cedar Park. They get great field position.
Georgetown's finally getting a little healthy. They've gotten some of their injured players back, but we don't have all of them back, and kicker's one of them, Matt Diaz.
Ball at the 45. Cedar Park snaps with 2 minutes to go here in the half. Hernandez with the ball, trying to escape out of the pocket. He can't get anywhere. Loses a couple of yards as Georgetown converges on the sack. Looked to be big number 59, Marcus Herrera, in there on the tackle for Georgetown.
Yeah, Marcus did a good job there. I'm telling you, I am impressed with this Georgetown defense tonight. They are really doing a great job against this big offensive line for Cedar Park. They've made some adjustments.
2nd and 11 for Cedar Park. Georgetown with all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Hernandez looking to throw again, getting pressured. Ball out to the near sideline across the 50, caught, and down to the 40-yard line goes Josh Cameron before being thrown out of bounds there. So that's a first down for Cedar Park and a gain of 17 on the play.
It's typical. I run my mouth about the defense, and then they give up a big play. Oh, man.
Ball officially spotted at the 39-yard line.
But they're getting pressure.
Yeah.
Which is what we said at the beginning of the game they were going to have to do, and they're getting that pressure.
5 wide here for Cedar Park. Didn't mean to cut you off there, partner. Snap to Hernandez. Only 2 men rushing for Georgetown here. Throw to the far side. Ball complete. Ball on the ground. And they will say that the crowd caused the fumble as it was the player to be named making the catch out there. Ball on the 33-yard line, a gain of 6.
Well, I don't know how you call that complete.
I don't know that he made a football move before dropping the football.
It's the complete action of the catch, and he didn't. Oh, okay.
Everybody moves for Cedar Park, and that'll be a false start. They had 4 wide receivers in the set. 3 of them took off before the ball was ever snapped.
One of my favorite NFL films called False Start, Everybody But the Center.
So it'll be 5 yards lost there for Cedar Park. It'll be 2nd and 9 now. Ball at the 38 of Georgetown. 1:04 to go in the first half. Georgetown trying to get out of this, only down a touchdown. Cedar Park, the number 11 ranked team in the state here in 5A Division I. 4 wide receivers here. Georgetown looking to bring heat up the middle. They do bring 4. Pressure coming. Cross over the middle. Hit immediately at the 33-yard line was Josh Cameron. Good tackle there. And a big hit by Saul De La Rosa, bringing up 3rd down.
Good play. There's a big 3rd down because Cedar Park could very well put points on the board right here with this penetration that's going down into the Georgetown side. So big 3rd down here. Big.
4 wide set again. 3rd and about 4. Back to pass Hernandez. Throws near sideline. Ball caught. Up to the 20-yard line. Out to the 15. Down the sideline. Inside the 10. Staying on his feet. That's a touchdown for Cedar Park. Josh Cameron taking it the distance. But there is a flag down on the play. We'll see. It looked like there might have been a hold down around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was. They threw the flag about the 16, so if it's a spot foul, they'll mark it from that point. 29 seconds left.
Tell you what, Cameron made some really pretty moves, though, to get in the end zone. They will call a hold against Cedar Park, so it comes back. TD comes off the board.
They'll push it back to the 26.
No, it's going back further where they're marking it here, I think. Yep, you're right, 26-yard line. See, I should always trust you, my friend.
Nah, don't do that.
It's enough for a first down, though, so that we'll move the sticks.
Right.
So 1st and 10 for Cedar Park. Ball at the 29. The Timberwolves have 1 timeout left. Take probably a couple of shots to the end zone, but have to settle potentially for a field goal. Remember, Cedar Park going into the wind here in the 2nd quarter. It's a cold night in Central Texas. In motion goes Cameron. Running that wheel route. Hernandez steps up, trying to escape pressure. Now rolling out to his right. Will throw towards the end zone and sails it out of the back of the end zone. That's incomplete. Good coverage out there for Georgetown. Jacob Noel, the one with the pressure on the quarterback.
Great job of Noel chasing down the quarterback and getting him off balance before he could make that throw. We talked about it a couple of times with Herman. It's hard to make a good accurate throw when you don't have both your feet on the ground. And he had to jump out of the grasp of Noel there. So that was a great job on that pursuit, that backside pursuit. And that front for the Eagles tonight is really pursuing well.
20 seconds to go in the first half. Ball at the 26 of Georgetown. Cedar Park driving, trying to get some points on the board. Remember, the Timberwolves get the ball back. Clock almost out on the play clock, down to 1. It's at zeros. No one sees it. Now they do. There goes the flag. Delay of game against Cedar Park. Actually, Cedar Park's going to burn their final timeout. But that's not a bad thing if you're Georgetown. If you get a pass over the middle that's short run, whatever the case may be, any tackle over the middle, it takes the middle of the field out of play now with all the timeouts out of play.
It does.
I know you're not happy right now because you thought the timeout came out late. But
it did.
I don't necessarily think it's the worst thing for Georgetown, though.
No, it's not. You burn that last time out. You're exactly right. If they get a first down, then they'll stop the clock to move the chains. But, man.
Yeah.
And, folks, if you're watching on YouTube, it's a homer call. So just bear with us, man. Come on.
This is the Georgetown broadcast, so, it's going to happen, right?
I'm unabashedly a homer call.
Oh, man. Good to have you all along tonight. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Remember to stick around with us after our here at halftime. Is Karen Crosby going to join us to talk about the Locker charity here in Georgetown. And then we'll also kick it over to the SHN Sports Studio for SHN Football Friday. Get their analysis halftime, some live drop-ins from other games around the network. 2nd and 10, 20 seconds to go. 4 wide receivers in the set for Cedar Park. Ball at the Georgetown 26. Pump, throw. Now Hernandez rolling to his right. Will throw deep to the end zone. Got a man open in the corner. It is caught. Touchdown, Cedar Park, as Preston Scott comes down with it.
Man, the coaches are just yelling at the referees because there was a huge tackle in the middle of the line. I mean, just wow.
26-yard TD pass from Hernandez to Preston Scott. And it is 16-3, Timberwolves with the extra point. Snap back with Justin Borer kicking it away. It is up. It is good with 13 seconds to go here in the opening half. The Cedar Park Timberwolves lead it by 2 touchdowns over Georgetown, 17-3.
Coach Griffin was out past the numbers, just trying to bark at one of the referees. But wow, I mean, it was.
It was a good job by the defensive line, too. They made some pressure there, forcing Hernandez out of the pocket. Credit him, though, with a really nice throw on the run to his right.
Yeah, he did a great job of getting out of there, and he's escaping that pressure. And, again, I like the pressure that Georgetown's bringing, but, man, it's tough whenever you don't get to him. You're giving those receivers so much time, and the corners and safeties are having to cover for that length of time. It's tough task. Touchdown
drive goes 6 plays, 55 yards, last 2 minutes, 1 second. Your score now 17-3 is your score in favor of Cedar Park. And unless Georgetown can get a big return, that is likely going to be the count as we go to the half. So Georgetown, they've played, I think, a pretty good first half, but they're going to have to make some adjustments and really come out in the second half, because you got to remember what makes that touchdown a little more painful. Cedar Park gets the ball back.
Right, that's exactly what I was interrupting you to say.
Yeah.
Sorry about the interruption.
All good, my friend.
Yeah, it's they get the ball back, so.
Run up and the kick, a little short pooch kick. That ball's a live football, fielded at the 44, and Cedar Park came away with it. A little high end over end pooch kick, and it sure looked like Cedar Park came down with that football.
We're having a conference of referees.
Officials are standing over there near where the ball was fielded at the Georgetown 44. If Cedar Park has the ball and their offense is coming out on the field, then they can throw one to the end zone here. Nobody for Georgetown threw up the signal for a fair catch. I think it kind of caught the Eagles off guard.
Yeah, and it was 17 yards down the field.
Yeah. They will say it went out of bounds. Oh, I didn't see it bounce. I thought it was caught by Cedar Park. So the ball was not touched by the return team before going out of bounds, so therefore it will be Georgetown football, and it's a penalty on top of where it went out. So it's 5 yards. Georgetown with the ball at their own 48 now with 13 seconds to go. All 3 timeouts in the pocket for Georgetown, so a chance to maybe get some yardage and toss one toward the end zone before the half.
Well, this right side looks open because that safety is way towards the middle of the field. Might be able to hit something out here quick.
Darson's got a pretty good arm, too. And there's movement on the far left side on the wideouts. R.J. Marino called for the penalty. So 1st and 15 for Georgetown. Ball backed up to the Eagle 43. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 2 on the far. Man goes in motion for Georgetown. Coming to the near sideline. Quick throw, near side on the bubble screen. Ball at the 40, caught up to the 50-yard line. R.J. Marine with the football to the 45, taken down at the 43 of Cedar Park. 6 seconds on the clock, and timeout immediately called by Georgetown. And now you got an option. Do you go with a quick play to the sideline or just chunk one down to the end zone here, Kelly?
I think you're going to have to throw it down the field because I would guess Cedar Park's defensive backs are going to be camped out down around the 15-yard line. Keep everything in front of them. There was a play. I haven't seen it since. The Giants ran it against the Cowboys on Monday Night Football a couple of years ago. And it was a play where everybody was suspecting a Hail Mary. And they sent all the defensive backs way deep.
They threw it short
and then
to
they
Odell
ran
Beckham.
A screen right to the middle to Odell Beckham with offensive linemen in front of him, and they scored.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it again since. I don't know why, but I wish Georgetown in particular would pick that up right now.
It's a very creative play.
I could draw it up here on the glass next to us real quick.
Signal down, send the smoke signals down to the sidelines.
The Georgetown coaches are about 6 inches away from me through this glass, and if I had some erase markers, I could draw it up on the glass here.
Well, let's see if Georgetown runs the annexation of Puerto Rico here with the final play of the half. 6 seconds to go. Ball at the Cedar Park 43. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far for Georgetown. Actually, everybody for Cedar Park up within about 15 yards of the line of scrimmage. Herman rolling to his right, looking to throw to the end zone. He will chunk it. Never set his feet. Ball is tipped around, falls to the ground, and that will end the first half. So your score after 24 minutes of football here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown. The Eagles trail the Cedar Park Timberwolves by a score of 17-3. We're going to step aside for just a second. When we come back, we'll have Miss Karen Crosby with us to talk about her great organization here in town, The Locker. And we'll continue after that with scores from around the area, kick you over to SHN Football Friday, and much more. Halftime coming your way, 17-3. Cedar Park leads Georgetown. This is Georgetown Football on SHN Sports.
And now, your hometown Fighting Tigers. Is this what you hear at your school's athletic events? Has school spirit disappeared from your halls? Well, Waterboy Graphics can't fix the depth along the offensive line, but what they can do is give the look of your athletic facilities a boost that will bring the pride back to students, teachers, and fans. Replace the fading 80s mural in the gym with a customized slick series of graphics that scream school pride. In the locker room before the big game on a Friday, surround the team with images of what it means to be a part of that elite team. From the fields to the courts to the hallways, Waterboy Graphics elevates boring facilities to a level that are typical to major universities. We can put graphics on anything. From creative concept to installation, Waterboy Graphics' in-house team is on point. So the next time this happens, and now, your hometown Fighting Tigers! This happens. Waterboy Graphics, making school pride cool again. See everything we do at waterboygraphics.com. That's waterboygraphics.com.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC. Locally owned by Pam and Al Bartschmidt, College Street Cottages is proud to offer vacation rentals in beautiful and historic Georgetown, Texas. With premium amenities and comfortably sized spaces, our cottages provide the best accommodations that Georgetown has to offer. All of the remodeled 1940s cottages include complete use of the entire house and yard, fenced backyard with seating, eating area, and a barbecue grill, convenient parking in front, and detached garages. For more information and to book, visit collegestreetcottages.com.
Halftime at Birkelbach Field, where the Georgetown Eagles trail the Cedar Park Timberwolves 17-3. So glad to have you, everybody, along. Brad Tilley up here in the booth with a special guest, Miss Karen Crosby. Welcome into the broadcast tonight. So glad to have you along.
Thank you.
For those listening in, you're like, well, Who's Miss Karen Crosby? Well, she is, of course, the mother of Mason Crosby, the Georgetown great and Green Bay Packers kicker, as well as a partner for us with The Locker. She's part of SHN's Commitment to Community Partner for 2019. And tell us more about The Locker, what it is, what do you guys support, what's the mission?
Cool. Thanks for having me here tonight, guys. Y'all are doing a great job. I love listening to you. A few minutes when I was up here before. But so The Locker is Kids Helping Kids in Need. And what we do is we put into the hands of the kids ways to help their fellow students, which is really powerful. And so what that looks like is maybe the football team will have like clean up the Cougars, and they'll ask the community to bring hygiene products to stock in the locker at school, or backpacks or things like that. So kids have stock the locker nights to take care of their fellow students, and that's really cool to see the kids get together and do that. A lot of times, like the soccer teams at Eastview and Georgetown High will do soccer for the locker. And so the two teams plan it together, which is really great. So we've got our two high schools planning an event together, and they're doing all that leading up to the game that they play each other. So we're 11 years old. We started at Georgetown High School by Eagle athletes.
Tell us how it all came together at the beginning.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I was a service learning coordinator for our school district, and the athletes contacted me. Rhonda Farney and Kelly Smith was a coach here then, and she brought me in, and the kids just said, Miss Crosby, we want to be more than just athletes. We want to make a difference. Can you help us? So, of course, I love that. And so we did, and at the beginning, 11 years ago, it was two shelves of shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste for homeless kids. So that was our humble beginning. And now 11 years later, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We're spread all over Texas. I just opened a new locker in McQueenie, Texas this week. And all the lockers are started by kids, which is really exciting. And so we're all over. We're a federal trademark. We've really grown, and so we're so much more than just our lockers on campus.
You mentioned you're all over Texas now. How many folks are at schools and lockers are involved now?
Really cool. So we have 14 school districts that we're in, and so like Georgetown as a school district, we give aid to all 17 schools. So there's a lot of schools. Gerald is at all their schools in Gerald. So 14 different school districts. We're out in Tyler and Gilmore. We're down in Seguin, McQueenie. So, and then really dense in this area.
And if folks want to get involved, how can they do so?
Well, that's really awesome and easy. So the best thing really I always like to tell people is to get involved is to support the kids. So when you see these students saying we want to help our fellow students, step up for them and support that. Bring the items that they're asking for, shake their hands, tell them good job. That affirmation is really important because they're dedicating themselves to kids that they'll never know that they've helped. It's all anonymous. And then also we need volunteers a lot. We have events all the time. We have a reindeer run coming up. Georgetown High School is hosting that December 15th. So if you go on our website at thelocker.info, you can get all of that information on that. Sign up for the race. It's just $5 a person. And that supports the kids, showing them, hey, keep doing this. We like that you're helping each other. We have volunteer opportunities all the time. Again, on our website, you can go and look and see what we have coming up. We tell you what we've just been doing with lots of fun pictures, and then what's coming up. We have people who are locker monitors actually sit in our monitors to keep the doors open so kids can just come and go all day long.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you this question. Big win for the Packers last week, back home in the state of Texas. How was that for Mason?
Well, it was awesome. It was amazing. So, it's funny. We grew up Cowboy fans. Of course, we're all Texans. My parents had original season tickets to the Cotton Bowl back when the Cowboys first started and had them, for years and years. So, kicking off the Stars, pretty big deal. But for a little kid, Mason always had his little cowboy uniform. My mom and dad gave him his little Emmett, and Troy, and, whoever it was that year, his little cowboy uniform. But we're all Packers now, I will say. There is no half and half. We are total Packer fans all the way, not even a little bit.
Tonight's a warm night then for you out here in this 45-degree weather. You're getting used to going up to Green Bay for games.
It is. We're going up in a few days for the next game. So it was a great game. It's nice to be back. And in Texas, too, when Mason gets to come home, all of our family gets to go then together and be a family and watch him play, which is special for us and him. And I heard an interview with him, and he said, I get to go home and breathe in some Texas air. So I love that. He's still just a Texas boy, Georgetown boy. We were just talking a minute ago about he signed the fire truck, and he put on it, "Eagle Fight Never Dies." And he was in Wisconsin when he signed that, so
yeah,
he was still always
one of the local fire trucks here in Georgetown, of course, Dave England on our staff. He is a normal sideline reporter tonight. We don't have the equipment for it, unfortunately. He is, of course, a fireman here in town, and he went to Appleton, Wisconsin to pick it up, made a detour. Appleton, if you don't know, about 40 minutes or so away from Green Bay, and made a detour, had Mason sign it, EFND, and so that's riding around as they are helping folks around the area. All really cool thing to see when you see the guys from this area get a chance to go up to the NFL. And, of course, Mason, one of the best kickers in the league for a long time now.
Thank you. Yeah, that was really important to Mason to do that. I know maybe, but he loves that. He loves about being a Georgetown kid. That meant a lot to him to do that. And, by the way, I believe he signed the whole words, "Eagle Fight Never Dies." Hashtag was before Mason's time here, so he wasn't a hashtag EFE. He wrote the whole thing out with an exclamation, and so the hashtag thing was before his time. And, I was thinking tonight when we were coming up for the game, we have had season tickets to Georgetown high school games for 31 years. That's a long time.
That's a lot of support.
Our first child, our daughter, was in second grade when we started coming to Eagle games. I was here last night watching my freshman grandson play for the Eagles, and so I was just thinking, I wonder how many games we've watched.
Another Crosby on the way to play for the Eagles here very soon. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Karen Crosby, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate it. Folks, make sure you go out to see SHN's Commitment to Community Partner for 2019. It's The Locker. Go to thelocker.info for all the information you need. Sign up to help. Get involved in the community. Donate. Whatever you can do. They would love to help. It is a great cause, really driven by the students around the state and here in Georgetown specifically, where it all got started. So go there. Get involved. I'd love to have you along. Karen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting us. I really appreciate that so much. Great partnership, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. We are going to send you to SHN Football Friday now for the rest of halftime. We'll come back a few minutes before kick to get you some scores from the area, some stats from the first half, and then all your second half action. The Cedar Park Timberwolves, number 11 in the state here in 5A Division I. They lead the Georgetown Eagles 17-3 tonight. Back in just a little bit. Stick around here on SHN Sports.
Oh, that's it.
Back from further down this season already. Flatonia and Burden.
What's the score in that one? The Granger game?
It's 8-0 Iola. Okay. Flatonia leads
so they
Burden.
Kick off after the delay.
Oh yes, they did get the. That's right. They were on that 30-minute delay. They did get kicked off. Flatonia leads Burden 28-0, and then Brackenville over Mason. Mason's kind of struggled this year, out in Class 2A. They're behind 8-7. I believe that does it for at least everything that's important going on right now. Well, besides the Kylene Temple game, where Temple's ahead 21-6. But I think that gives us really great coverage of everything that could possibly be happening within about a 100-mile radius.
And just to add one last kind of cool point to that, tonight we usually have Gerald on our network. They are not broadcasted tonight. Wally Harmon, who always does such a great job, he's out of town this week. But and also Coach Davidson. Congratulations, Coach Amos Davidson of Gerald the Cougars. His wife is in labor, and he's having his kids. So he's not at the game either. But we'll provide the score updates for the Gerald game. But
it's a big night for Coach. All the way around. So I can only imagine. I'm glad I'm not in his shoes. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of stress to go through tonight. And good luck to him and his wife and his new family that's coming on board.
We also want to welcome in the Georgetown Eagle audience who they were at halftime and they just had that. They got their interview with Karen Crosby, obviously who runs the Locker organization, Mason Crosby, Green Bay Packer Kickers mom, and they who went to Georgetown and active in the community. And
we heard her last week at Birkelbach too.
Yeah.
Cheering on for the Patriots side.
Right.
So in the end, Georgetown, right?
Yeah, for sure, and appreciate everything she does around here, and for all the kids that get the benefits of her organization with the Locker and everything. But yeah, they joined us just now, and of course that game is at is 17-3, Cedar Park on top at halftime. We just covered that, and let's see if we can.
kind of feel like we're doing them a disservice if they just tuned in with us now and we just gave you the score update. I mean, I don't mind running it back, especially for those viewers that got sent over to us. And I can give you the abridged version. There's some big games.
Top matchups this week.
You know, there's some good matchups this week. We'll go through it again real quick. Let me just give it one more refresh just to double check, see if we had anybody else score within the Crosby interview. Yeah, because a lot of these games have finally gone to halftime. So all these games at the half as well. Out in 13-6A, you have Round Rock over Leander on SHN Sports, 36-7. Vandergrift currently got back in the driver's seat. They were tied with McNeil earlier, but then able to score 2 more touchdowns and lead 21-7 at the half. If you are just joining us here on SHN Sports on YouTube, here from the Georgetown Jewelry Studios, or if you are currently with this game, you might already know the score, but Cedar Park is ahead of Georgetown 17-3. Over on SHN Sports also is the Glen versus the Cedar Creek Iron Eagles squad, as the Iron Eagles are currently behind Glen 9-0. Brenham ahead of Marble Falls 28-7 out in 13-5A D2, and then out in 11-5A Division 1. The Battle of Pflugerville between Connolly and Pflugerville. It is the Panthers who lead 7-0. Cougars still searching for their first win of the year. Vista Ridge and Stony Point. I mean, Vista Ridge was dominating this game as they get ready to go toward the half. But Stony Point, the Tigers, there's a reason why they're undefeated this year. They have come roaring back. It is a tight contest, but Vista Ridge still leads 29-21. We're going to have to keep our eye on that game later on in this evening. We mentioned little brother Eastview. They still lead the Bastrop Bears out in 13-5A D2 as that game is played off of East 71, where the Bears are currently behind the Patriots 35-13. Wise on the road against Elgin, who lead 21-10 as they get ready to go into the half. And then out in Lake Travis, the Battle of the Lakes. This is going to basically determine who wins 25-6A, as most would say. Lake Travis able to get a touchdown here as the second quarter is coming to an end. They now have the lead, 7-3. Hayes, one of the few teams in 25-6A, not Lake Travis or Westlake, to be undefeated. And I can't say that happens too often, as the Rebels trying to outpace the Maroons of Austin High, as Austin High fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive, but they are fading fast and they need the win tonight. They are behind 13-7. Del Valle, the Cards, they have been stacked in their favor so far this year. The only losses they have suffered are against teams that they were predicted to lose to, but they looked like they were primed to win out the rest of 25-6A as they lead Lehman 13-0. LBJ still behind Dripping Springs out in Nelson Field as they are currently at the deficit, 3-0. Crockett and Northeast Early College High, which used to be Reagan High School, that game's still at 0-0. And again, we mentioned your Knights of McCallum, Stephen, they lead Novato High School, which used to be Lanier, 21-0. Thursday night game, Cedar Ridge beats Hendrickson 31-21. Manor over Rouse 20-18. San Antonio Christian just edges out Hyde Park 26-25. Seguin beats Travis 50-7. And then the AISD Thursday night game of the week on SHN Sports. You can go back and catch the replay, and we might show you some of the replay later on tonight here on our YouTube hosted show. It was Anderson keeping their playoff hopes alive out in 25-6A with a much-needed win in the district play as they were able to defeat Aikens 26-21. That would give us a short version of what's going on here this evening.
Yeah, you mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. I mean, there's just a lot of good games. Like, just as a football fan, so many cool matchups to keep track of tonight.
Yeah, and there's also so many that I can even talk about that aren't necessarily in the area, but just around the state of Texas. Again, the battle out in West Texas between Odessa and Permian. I mean, that is just classic Texas high school football rivalry games. And those are when you talk about Friday night lights, you think about, the whole town is there watching that game. That is one of those games. And unfortunately, we just keep on growing sometimes in the case where we have to make a new high school. And I think some of those matchups lose a little bit of the luster just because, the communities are so big now that you don't have necessarily the whole city, but you still almost have the same amount of people there. I don't know. It's just strange. Nothing wrong with having more competition, obviously. It gives other kids a chance to make the playoffs and such, but it definitely kind of... my high school, my town hasn't really recovered from the whole, now we have 2 high schools thing. It's still still taking some adjustment to get used to.
Yeah, and just to go back to, we were talking about how at halftime of the Georgetown game, Brad was able to interview Karen Crosby, and we have some pictures from over the week when Mason Crosby came in. He signed the new Georgetown ladder truck. He signed it. Was in town, obviously the Green Bay Packers kicker, and came and visited the Georgetown Fire Department, and so we'll try to share those later in the show. But it's cool that obviously his parents obviously heavily involved, but it's him as well. Even during the season, man, he's kicking field goals last weekend, and he's in town giving love to the Georgetown Fire Department. And our thanks to David England, who's a firefighter with and also helps us cover the Georgetown Eagles all season, and he helps out with SHN in a lot of ways. Doppler Dave sending us that information and content, so we'll look forward to showing that a little later in the show. And while we're have these audiences at halftime, I want to remind everyone, they can't see our screen right now necessarily, but feel free to call us, text us at our hotline, which is 512-508-8388. We're here in week 7 of SHN Sports Football Friday. We'd love to hear from you.
Don't forget to tell them the Twitter, though. I mean, everybody got Twitter now, right?
Yeah. So our Twitter, obviously, at SHN Sports. You can contact me directly or Justin directly. Me at Probably Strong, Justin at The Smash Simmons. Mm-hmm. And, we'd love to hear what's going on in your games or anything you want to talk about relating to high school football and things going on this weekend. Obviously, chilly weather has arrived. Who knows how long it'll be this chilly for a little bit, but it kind of seems like for the time being, man, you never know with Texas, but we kind of skipped over fall and went straight to winter, man. It's a little chilly.
No, we'll be right back to regular 80-degree, 70, 90-degree weather next week. Honestly, this is just abnormality.
Yeah, obviously, like with ACL going on this weekend, it's funny. Everyone that went to weekend 1, man, is sweating all weekend, brutal. Everyone there tonight shivering and bundled up.
I know. I'm going to say I'm glad that I wasn't out last week, and this week sounds a lot better, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, like I didn't go I am going Sunday, but I'm glad I didn't go last week, and I'm glad that I didn't go today or tomorrow, because it's like the opposite, man. I struggle in cold weather, and Sunday is going to be nice. It'd be a little chilly, but
but it's not going to be like it was tonight.
Oh yeah,
that's for
I'm
sure.
not jealous.
I'm not jealous not being out there tonight. That's for sure. The studio here at the Georgetown Jewelry Studio, much comfier than being out in the cold.
Oh yeah,
that is for sure. Still trying to get some updates here, just seeing if anything else comes up. But a lot of these games now at halftime. Looks like McCallum was able to put one more score on the board as they lead Novato 28-0. Beeville Jones, and Lavernia. We've been talking about classic matchups. There's a whole slew of them tonight. 28-14 Beeville. Canyon Lake is beating Travis 20-7. Bandera, I mean, this is weird because Cuero is the defending state champions, but everybody has to rebuild every now and then. They're down 14-7. Belleville and Smithville. That one's a hard-hitting clash. 14-7 Belleville. LaGrange and Brookshire Royal as the Leopards lead 29-12. And then finally, we got some scores on the board out in Giddings as Codwell and Giddings, that battle of Texas East 71 is going out there tonight. 7-6 Hornets over the Buffs. Currently, that means Codwell in the lead. Geronimo Navarro still ahead of Lano, 20-0. And Mejia, on SHN Sports, we're behind in this game. They've come back and retaken the lead. They lead 15-7. And Cameron Yo right now just kind of stomping on Gerald, 35-0. Big night for the Gerald head coach, but unfortunately his team.
They need him.
I think they can use him just a little bit.
Baby needs him more, probably.
Family comes first.
Yeah.
Rockdale and Lago Vista. It's the Tigers, who lead the Vikings 24-14. Troy and Little River Academy is tied up at 14, and then Malakoff. I thought this was going to be a tougher game for them, honestly, this week, but that has not been the case. 35-0 over Live Oak Cliff for Malakoff. Mason still trailing Bracketville 14-7. San Saba over Goldwaite 34-0. Now we have Thorndale and Thrall. Thorndale leads 14-0 as well. And then, we had a score in that Iola Granger game, and now they removed the score. I wonder if that was sometimes these scores do get updated by just fans. It could have been a quick score that was actually a penalty, but now I'm showing that Iola Granger game back at 0-0. So we'll get a true update here.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with Travis at the end of that game and find out what's going on over in Granger. We know, obviously they're on that delay, so maybe it was a missed score, and they may not even be. I'm trying to figure out if they're playing live right now. I'll try to get in touch with Travis on that.
But I know there's a lot of games that are going on. You can always reach out to us on Twitter at SHN Sports.
This is Matt Diaz, kicker. This is Taylor Beal, linebacker. This is Jordan Oldworth, quarterback. This is RJ Moreno, running back.
This is Corey Coleman, wide receiver. This is Taco Williams, defensive back, and you are listening to Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports.
Well, back here at Birkelbach Field as we count down the halftime, about 4.5 minutes to go till we kick off half number 2. 17-3, the Cedar Park Timberwolves lead Georgetown here tonight. Brad Tillery, Kelly Duvall up in the booth with you. Let's quickly give you a scoring update from the first half, then the first half stats, and we'll catch up with some scores from around the area as well. The two teams traded punts. Cedar Park actually got Georgetown's defense forced a turnover on downs in the first drive of the game for Cedar Park, but then Cedar Park would kick a field goal, a 10-play, 55-yard drive. 3-0 your score on a 30-yard field goal. Excuse me one second. 30-yard field goal, 3-0 your score. And it was 3-0 Cedar Park. Georgetown would punt, and then Cedar Park would go on a 6-play, 83-yard march. 10-0 your score on the 7-yard touchdown run. The player that to be named that we finally found out at halftime, thanks to Kelly, is Brock Johnson. So he would score the touchdown run. 10-0 your score. Georgetown would go on a march though. It would stall out at the 10-yard line, and then have to settle for a 26-yard field goal. 10-3 at that point. 13-play, 63-yard drive for Georgetown. Cedar Park though answered right back right before the half. 2 minutes and 1 second off the clock. They scored with 13 seconds to go on a 26-yard touchdown pass to Preston Scott from Ryder Hernandez. 17-3 your score. Georgetown had a shot at the end of the half to throw one to the end zone, fell a bit short, and that is how half number 1 ended with the Cedar Park Timberwolves on top of Georgetown. Kelly, go with the first half stats.
So in the first half, Cedar Park had 9 first downs, 12 yards rushing on 12 carries, 192 yards passing on 12 of 15 with no interceptions, 204 yards on 27 total plays, 4 penalties for 20 yards, and they had no punts. Georgetown had 9 first downs, 66 yards rushing on 15 carries, 73 yards passing, 13 for 19 for Darson Herman in that first half. They had a total of 139 yards on 34 plays, 4 penalties against the Eagles for 35 yards. They had 3 punts for average of 29.3 yards per punt.
A lot of action going on elsewhere in the area. Let's run you down the scoreboard on the SHN Sports Network. Leander trails Round Rock 36-7, that at the half. Vista Ridge and Stony Point in a shootout at halftime, 29-23 over there. That game being played at Gupton Stadium. 7-7, a defensive slugfest between Connolly and Pflugerville at the field in Pflugerville. That game in the third quarter. Weiss, 28-10 lead over Elgin. That's in the second quarter, about to go to the half. Eastview, the Patriots lead Bastrop on the road, 35-13 at the half. Vandergrift, 21-7 over McNeil at halftime. Vandergrift has the only defeat of Cedar Park this year. Bremen over Bartlett, 33-0. Let's see, who else we got around here. Thorndale, 21-0 over Thrall. That's late in the second quarter. Rockdale leads Lago Vista 31-14 late in the second quarter. What else we got in the area? Cedar Creek on the SHN Sports Network. They trail Glenn 9-0 up in Leander. That game at the half. Austin trails Hayes 34-21. About to be halftime there in a shootout. Lake Travis and Westlake, the game you look forward to all season long in 6A District 25. Lake Travis in the second quarter, 7-3 over the Shaps of Westlake. That game being played at Lake Travis. About to go to half there, but a low-scoring game. I don't think anybody saw that one coming between those two teams. Who else we got? Midway taking on Copperas Co. 21-14. Midway leads that one. Del Valley continues to play really good football. 19-0 over Lehman right now. Halfway through the second quarter there. McCallum all over Lanier, 28-0 at halftime. Look at this. Reagan, or they formerly known as Reagan Raiders. They lead at the half, 13-0 over Crockett right now. Reagan, I believe that'd be their first win of the season. What are they? Northeast Austin Prep, I believe now is the actual school, if I'm not mistaken. It's not Reagan anymore, but they're still listed as Reagan when you go down the scoreboard app. So for now, we're calling them Reagan because I don't remember the actual name of the school anymore.
The school formerly known as Reagan.
Dripping Springs on top of LBJ, 10-7. Man, Dripping Springs holding a high-powered LBJ offense to just 7 points in the first half. Temple leading Killeen 35-12 late in the second quarter. Lampasas 18-0 over Burnett right now. 2 minutes to go in the first half there. Canyon Lake 27-7 over Taylor. That's at the halftime mark. Liberty Hill, man, they trail Fredericksburg 14-7 late in the second quarter. Another surprising score right there. Liberty Hill, always a good football team, a team that made the state finals last year. And then on the SHN Sports Network, Gerald, man, they are in a hole right now. Second quarter, they trail CHEO 35-0. Finals from last night, Harker Heights beat Waco by a score of 31-21. Manor slips by Roush 20-18. Your final over there at AC Bible Stadium. Cedar Ridge beat Hendrickson 31-21. Wimberley beat Eastside Memorial 51-0. Seguin thumps Travis 50-7. And a game that I called actually right here on the SHN Sports Network down at House Park, a good football game in 6A District 25. Anderson gets by Aikens 26-21 last night at House Park in downtown Austin. Here in Birkelbach Field at Georgetown. Let me try that again. Here in Georgetown at Birkelbach Field, your score 17-3. The Cedar Park Timberwolves lead the Georgetown Eagles. When we get back to play, Cedar Park will have the football as they deferred the second half kickoff. We're just waiting on the Georgetown band to finish up their halftime performance. While they do that, we'll step aside, let you hear from some of our great sponsors, and when we come back, it'll be half number 2 here in Birkelbach Field with Georgetown trailing by 2 touchdowns. This is SHN Sports Presentation of Georgetown Football. Glad to have you guys along.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Matt Morrow of Gateway Mortgage Group is a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. As one of the country's largest privately held mortgage companies, you can expect smart solutions to meet nearly any mortgage need. From the right products to great rates and technology that powers it all, you'll find it here. Gateway Mortgage Group, your local residential lender. Borrow from Morrow. Visit them online at borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
Well, the teams have taken the field as we get set for half number 2 at Birkelbach Field here in Georgetown. The Cedar Park Timberwolves lead Georgetown by a score of 17-3. And you might think, well, Georgetown's down 2 scores. It's still a huge hill to climb in the second half. But this is a Cedar Park team. Their last 4 games, 41 points, 51 points, 55 points, 52 points on offense. Georgetown defense playing a whale of a game so far.
Yeah, their lowest point total of the season was against Vandergrift, which is
They got shut out by a really good 6A football team in Vandergrift.
And that's their only loss on the season. So the defense can at halftime, I like how they're moving the pressure around. It's not just coming from one place. And Georgetown's done a really good job on that defensive side of the ball. Couple of calls. Of course, for you folks again listening on on YouTube, of course we're going to see it from the Georgetown side of things, but you could see on the replay on the video board up here that the ball did come loose. That's a big call. It's human beings out there reffing, and we appreciate these guys and what they do. It's a tough job, but there have been a couple of tough calls that have gone against the Eagles. They got to overcome them, and the defense has to keep fighting hard. I think it's going to be interesting to see what the offense does, what changes they made for this second half.
Well, we are about to start the second half as Georgetown will kick it away right to left into the wind. A high end-over-end kick that'll be caught at the 25 by Cedar Park, the up back, taking it off to the 30-yard line. Ronald Caldwell still on his feet to the 40, pushing his way forward to the 43, and Cedar Park gets great field position to start the second half.
That's one of those kicks you're expecting a fair catch, and when you don't get it, sometimes your guys have left the lane, and he was able to bounce that out to the left side all the way across the field. So good starting field position for Cedar Park. Defense is going to have to hold up tight here and see if they can get this ball back. Good 3 and out would be ideal for Georgetown right now.
Cedar Park comes out 3 men to the near sideline in that triangle formation for the wideouts at the numbers. 1 man at the top of the formation. Ball near the left hash mark. As Ryder Hernandez is in at quarterback still. And Kevin Adams in the backfield with him. Handoff to Adams over the left side. Trying to stretch it out. Georgetown's defense forcing him to the sidelines. Somehow tiptoes his way inbounds for a gain of 2.5 to 3. They're actually going to mark him out much further ahead than I thought they would. Let's see here. That's going to be a gain of 4 on the play out to the 46.
He did a good job of lowering that right shoulder and getting around that corner, maintaining his balance and staying in bounds for 3 yards whenever it looked like it's going to be shut down at the line.
Second down, 7 to go here. Snap to Hernandez. Ball snapped low. He's able to pick it up at his feet. Throw down the right sidelines. Got a man. It is caught at the 35. What a grab down there by Will Udoyo. And that'll be a first down for Cedar Park. Should be a pickup of 19 on the play.
That was a great catch when the ball left his hand. It looked like it was going to be way out in front of him, but he was able to close that distance. Fantastic catch.
First and 10, Cedar Park. In Georgetown territory. Handoff over the left side. That's Stockwell. Cut across the 30 and near first down yardage. They will whistle him down a yard short at the 27. So 2nd and 1 now for Cedar Park.
Cedar Park's got some momentum going now. They got the tempo going on the offense. They're in a rhythm, which is what you want to try to shut off on this first drive, but the defense isn't able to get there.
Taylor Beal with the stop on the last play here. 2nd down and 1 now. Georgetown bringing heat up the middle. It's a handoff up the middle, bouncing off one tackle, Brock Johnson, and he will get just enough for a first down as he's out to the 25-yard line, and that'll move the sticks one more time.
Good job by Connor Cummings out there to shut it down for a short gain, but they had some penetration in the backfield, just couldn't bring him down to the ground. Big back carrying the ball that time, but the Eagles needed that stop there, but the drive continues for the Timberwolves.
5th play of the drive for the Timberwolves. Ball at the Georgetown 25. 4 wide receivers. Fake handoff. Hernandez looking to throw. Well covered by Georgetown. Hernandez trying to escape the pocket. He will not do so. There's a sack for the Georgetown Eagles as Ryder Hernandez is dropped for a loss of 2 on the play. Good job by the Eagle defensive line.
Taylor Beal getting in there. A lot of pressure from the Cummings twins on both sides. He didn't have any place that he could go in there, so that was a huge stop to hold Cedar Park there, and a 1.5 yard loss.
I'll tell you what, though, credit the secondary because everyone was covered out in the pattern.
Yeah, they did a good job of keeping those guys in front of him and sticking right to him. He had no place to go with the football.
3 wide receivers to the far side in that triangle formation. Another one to the near side at the numbers. Turn around, handoff up the middle, stutter step across the 25 to the 20 and upended there. Here's Jonathan Stockwell, the running back, officially down at the 19, so a gain of 8, and here comes 3rd and 4.
Really patient run there by Stockwell that time. He waited for his blocks to happen and pushed those guys out of his way. Good job using his feet, keeping his pad square to the line of scrimmage, and made a nice gain.
He needs just shy of the 15-yard line to get a first down to the Cedar Park Timberwolves. Same formation, they just flipped the sides of the field they're all on. Ball on the far left hash. There's a handoff again, left side to the running back. That's Kevin Adams pushing his way forward. He's short of the first down, only picking up 2 on the play. And here comes 4th and 2 now for Cedar Park. They have the wind at their back, so the question is, do they kick a field goal here?
Well, good job of Beal and Bazell getting in there and shutting that down. I thought he was going to break loose, but they were able to hang on to him. So it looks like they're going to try.
They've already had one field goal
Yeah.
they made from 30 going this direction. This field goal is only a 33-yard attempt. The wind at the back for Cedar Park, but they're going to go for this on 4th and 2. And now timeout being called. So Cedar Park's going to burn a timeout here early in the second half. 8:23 to go in the third quarter, with the Timberwolves leading 17-3 over Georgetown. 4th and 2 upcoming.
It's a big decision here. It's 3 scores right now. 3 possessions right now.
It's 2 right now. 3 if they kick the field goal. 17-3 ball game. So
I'll refer back to some of my statements earlier.
But here's the thing. Cedar Park has already made a 30-yard field goal comfortably going this direction. And right now, from where the ball is spotted, you're looking at a 34-yarder. It's not much more on the kicker.
It's an interesting choice. We'll see if they stick with it when they come back from this timeout. They saw something. The coaches saw something they didn't like, either in Georgetown's set or some confusion on the offensive side. But
remember how Cedar Park's first drive of the game started, too. It ended on a turnover on downs and a 4th and short that they could not convert near midfield. This time they're in the red zone. And the offense does come out.
Yep, maybe looking for an early dagger.
Here we go. Biggest play of the night so far for the Georgetown Eagle defense. 4th and 2. Cedar Park looking to go for it. They will go with a bunch formation. 1 man in the backfield with Hernandez. A little pitch play. They'll throw it back to Hernandez, and he will take it down the 15 to the 10 down the sideline. He stepped out of bounds before he could score. But Ryder Hernandez gets a first down at the 5-yard line. I have never seen that kind of a play, Kelly.
Well, Georgetown almost blew it up, too. They sniffed it out, but too late to really do anything about it. Just inches from making a tackle on the initial guy with the ball, inches from making a tackle on the quarterback as he started around that left side. But it's a game of inches, and they didn't have them.
It was an end around coming from the left side, handed to the running back. He moved to the right. Hernandez went back to the left, backwards, but they threw it to him, and all the blockers were out in front of him. It's really interesting. 1st and goal for the 4. Handoff up the middle, bullying his way forward. Looks like he got in. Jonathan Stockwell, let's see. Nope, they mark him just shy. About 6 inches shy of the goal line.
That's an interesting call there.
I thought he got in.
I did too, because he was laying on the defensive back. Valencia was on his back, so
2nd down and goal from just inside the 1 now for Cedar Park.
Georgetown could use some of that penetration they'd gotten early in the game.
See if they go with a run blitz here. Fake handoff, throw over the middle, ball tipped, and it was still caught. Touchdown, Cedar Park. The defensive line for Georgetown came in and got their fingers on the ball, but Cedar Park's receiver, I'm trying to catch the number out there, came down. It's number 4. Now, Ryder Hernandez is the quarterback. My apologies. We'll see if we can't get the actual number 4. I think it's Ian Spear, number 14, with the catch. And it'll be a touchdown for Cedar Park.
It was a good catch by the receiver in there. Quick throw, and Georgetown had it defended well, but again, they've just barely missed, and that's what has set Cedar Park apart in this game.
Really good adjustment as the extra point is good. And your score on the first drive of the second half, Cedar Park takes it all the way down. 7 minutes 42 to go in the third quarter. They lead it 24-3 over Georgetown. Back in just a minute after a word from our sponsors. This is Georgetown football on SHN Sports.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a third-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com. Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
Back here as Cedar Park kicks it away after taking it down the field on the opening drive of the second half. Ball bounces off the chest of the Georgetown receiver at the 1, picks it up, comes across the 10, got a hold to the 20, room to the 30, down the sidelines, 40, 50, it's a foot race to the 40, 30, kicker misses him to the 20, 15, and knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Brandon Bradford, a big actually more than that, almost a 90-yard return for Bradford, 88 officially. Georgetown with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now you got to do something with this and put this ball in the end zone. You're down by 3 scores. Huge return right there. You get a little momentum on your side. Now this offense has to push this ball into the end zone.
He took that from disaster to
Right.
near greatness because he dropped that ball on the kick at the 1.
And those are some of the bounces that haven't really gone our way this season. But that was a great return.
1st and 10. Georgetown can pick up a first down if they can find the 1-yard line. And a whistle is blown. Cedar Park has used their second timeout of the half with 7:26 to go in the third quarter.
Interesting.
And the thing is, if Georgetown can get this quick score, you almost eradicate the touchdown that just got scored by the Cedar Park Timberwolves.
Right.
Give your defense a shot of momentum and maybe get back in this game with some time. Your goal right now, if you're Georgetown, I think, has to be get this to 1 score by the start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's how you get back in this football game. You got to take advantage of the big play that just happened on the kick return right there, and now you got to start taking some chances. You got to take some chances in special teams. You got to get some pressure on defense, send some blitzes that they may not have seen in the first half, and then do some stuff on offense to push this ball into the end zone right now. This is a big score. If Georgetown can put this back in there, you're absolutely right. It eradicates that first score that Cedar Park had. Now you're back toe-to-toe, back in this football game, but they have to have a touchdown on this drive now.
That's right, folks. We're using SAT words up here in the booth this week with eradicate out there, so we're trying, It's educational broadcast.
I'm making up for some of the stupid stuff in the first half.
1st and 10, Georgetown at the 11. Turn around, hand off to Marino over the right side. Pulls his way forward over defender inside the 5, down to the 3.
I like seeing Cedar Park had several guys on their back right there. It tells you that offensive line's getting the push they need.
Georgetown going fast. Josh Brett's on the wrong end of that run. Again, a handoff to Marino right up the middle. He will get in. Touchdown, Georgetown. R.J. Marino from 3 yards out, and the Eagles strike back quickly.
You just run that ball right at him. On both of those plays, just shoving it right at them. They've had some success tonight, too, running right at this defense. That's big.
3-yard TD run. Georgetown in the swinging gate formation. They're going to snap it. Herman with the ball. Now we'll throw back to the near side. It's a throwback play to the lineman pushing his way forward. Ball fumbled into the end zone. And let's see who has it.
Cedar Park.
No good. Cedar Park fell on it. That was an interesting little swinging gate play. Alex Thiel, the man with the ball, he came down just shy of the end zone, fumbling forward. So your score with the missed extra point. 7:04 to go in the third quarter. It's 24-9 in favor of Cedar Park.
It looked like that ball crossed the goal line before it popped out.
That was real close.
Yeah, he reached out with the football, and he hit the ground before it popped out, which the ground can't cause the fumble. And it looked like the ball hit on the goal line, but the referee was standing right there. And, of course, you know, I'm 100 yards away up in the press box. But, man, I'm hoping for a break.
For Georgetown, R.J. Marino capped off the 2-play, 11-yard drive, and probably most importantly, besides the touchdown, took just 22 seconds off the clock after the big 88-yard kickoff return for Brandon Bradford.
I don't know why you don't kick the extra point there, but
a little surprised by that.
Well, the kicking game has suffered since Diaz is out, so you don't have quite the confidence in it that you have there in that circumstance. So that may be why Coach Griffin decided to go for 2.
So Georgetown will kick it away as Isis Winan tees it up at the 40-yard line. Isaias, I'm sorry. We're trying to. It's the first time I've seen him on the roster, folks. My apologies. Trying to make sure we get the names correct. There's an end-over-end kick to the near sideline, fielded at the 20-yard line. Ball on the ground, but picked up by Cedar Park, going to the left side. Ronald Caldwell trying to find a couple of blocks out to the 35. Now reversing field back near side. Finally goes down around the 38, and Cedar Park will take over there.
Oh, he dropped that ball whenever it got to him the first time, but it bounced right back up to him, so he was able to reverse the field over there. And the Eagles were able to contain him from not much. Wolf in there on the play on that kick return right there. So defense has to get that pressure in there right now. You can't let them score again.
1st and 10, our Timberwolves rather. Man, if you ever needed a turnover, now's the time for Georgetown. Be huge at this point. A defensive score, even bigger. Feel a little bit of energy coming back on this near sideline for the Georgetown home fans. 1st and 10, throw far sideline, ball complete, and that is into Georgetown territory at the 46-yard line to Will Udoyo. Udoye will pick up 17 yards on the play and a first down.
The defensive backs have gotten burned a couple of times this year, and I think they're worried about that, and they're having to play off. They can't come up and knock these receivers off of their routes.
There's a turnaround, a handoff right up the middle to Brock Johnson, pushing his way forward. Picks up about 2.5 on the first down carry.
I'm seeing the DBs start to sneak up a little bit, and they had that's what changed some of the stuff against Hutto, was those DBs started moving up there. Valencia was able to come up and make a stop there, but now in the spread formation, you've got the corners up a yard or 2 off the line of scrimmage now instead of 4 or 5 yards off.
2nd and 7, stacked wide receivers on each side for Cedar Park. Back to pass, Hernandez looking left, now right, scrambling out as he's being flushed to his right. Fakes the throw, now crosses the 40 and steps out of bounds about the 37-yard line, 36 actually. That's a really good scramble there for Ryder Hernandez. Here comes 3rd and 1.
That was the same play Cedar Park scored on earlier, but they made some adjustments at the half, and now the linebackers picked up that route that was coming across the middle, and the corner was able to stay there and take care of the quarterback and keep him from having a big gain.
I don't know, did they officially give him a first down? They are. They're moving the chains. They put it at the 35, Kelly. Wow.
Why?
I thought he stepped out about the 37 myself.
He did.
But okay.
Unless he reached the ball out.
So the ball at the 35 of Georgetown. 6:13 to go here in the third quarter. The Royce Electric third quarter. Throw near sideline. Ball caught at the 30 by Gunnar Absek, and he's hit immediately by the Georgetown defense. It was Aaron Bazell coming up with the tackle.
Yeah, and Aaron came up, tried to strip the football, which that's one of those things I said earlier. You're going to have to take some chances, and that's one of the chances you're going to have to take. Try to make something happen. Try to get a turnover and stop this drive.
3 receivers to the left, 1 on the near side. Ball on the right hash. Moving left to right as you listen. Dropping back to pass. Hernandez throws across the middle. He's got a man complete. That's Josh Cameron over the slot. Kind of gets taken down and falling awkwardly backwards, but he's inside the red zone at the 17, a first down and a gain of 12.
Valencia in there on that play, but I'm impressed with Hernandez and what he's able to do because he's seeing where that pressure's coming from and he's attacking that side of the field because he knows the defender has been pulled away from that hole that's in the defense now.
There's a handoff up the middle to Kevin Adams, now bouncing it out left. Breaks out a one tackle, cuts upfield at the 10, inside the 5 for Adams, and Cedar Park will have first and goal from the 4 after the 14-yard gain.
Looks like Cedar Park has figured out this defense, and they're now having success moving the football. A lot more success already in the second half on 2 drives than they had in the first half in finding those holes in the Georgetown defense.
They've run 6 plays this drive. 4 of them have gone for first downs. First and goal from the 4 for the Timberwolves. Another handoff right up the middle to Brock Johnson, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe even lost half a yard there. Here comes second down.
Oh, boy.
Big play, our possession here for Georgetown.
Yeah, it is, and Taylor Beal able to get in there and stuff that play before it could really get going. And he had a hold to the end zone, but Taylor was able to hold that up, and then he got some help from his friends in black.
Substitutions here for Cedar Park. Looks like they brought in Kevin Adams to running back. Second down, goal to go from the 4. Georgetown crowding the line of scrimmage. It'll be Adams on the handoff. Trying to cut up the middle, and he will go absolutely nowhere. Third and goal now.
There was something in the offensive line set that I could hear the coaches over here talking to the defensive coaches on the sideline. They saw that a place where they could get penetration on the right side of the Georgetown line. Again, Taylor Beal, we call that name a bunch. That kid makes a bunch of tackles for this Eagle defense.
Wide receivers tight here for Cedar Park, 3rd and 4. They send the man in motion. That's Josh Cameron rolling to the right. He was looking for Cameron now. Throwback pass to the left to a wide open receiver. Touchdown, Cedar Park. That's Gunnar Absek with the catch. The 3rd touchdown pass of the night for Hernandez. And Cedar Park leads it 30-9 with an extra point to come.
Wide open back there. Great play drawn up, and then Hernandez had something to say to the Georgetown fans when he ran by over here, but the referee didn't see it.
Yeah, the booth here, our booth is rocking here up in the press box. It's going back and forth a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty heavy wind right now outside. And the extra point, by the way, is good. So your score with 3:27 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Cedar Park Timberwolves lead it 31-9 over Georgetown. Back in just a minute after a word from our sponsors. This is Georgetown Football on SHN Sports.
Program Insurance Group is designed to fit your insurance needs. We will help you manage and plan for all your potential risks. As professionals, we assess your needs and offer you a variety of insurance products to choose from. Service, whether it is in response to an insurance claim or general question, is the most important value we offer you. For more information, please visit pigbcs.com. If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, and the Cedar Park Timberwolves have re-extended their lead 31-9 over the Georgetown Eagles. The kick away from Cedar Park, a pop-up end-over-end kick fielded around the 20-yard line. Georgetown's going to take this back. Got room down the sideline up to the 35, and to just shy of the 40 goes Trent McConnell, the up back.
In this half, you just got stats from Galen. Hernandez is 18 of 21 for or I guess that's on the game. 18 for 21 for 251 yards. Woo. So he's finding those holes.
Slinging it around the yard. By the way, the drive for Cedar Park, 9 plays, 62 yards, lasted 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Georgetown takes the ball at their own 39 here to start their second possession of the half. Georgetown found the end zone their first time on a short field. Cedar Park looking like they're going to bring heat, and they jump earlier to the right guard move.
Yeah, the right. I think it's the right tackle.
We'll see. Waiting on the official word because Cedar Park was dancing around a lot on the line of scrimmage. It will be a false start against Georgetown. Brian Hargrove the man called for the penalty. So ball moved back to the 34-yard line. That's the, I think, sixth penalty tonight against Georgetown. Get at my sheet correctly here. There's a handoff up the middle to Marino. Spins off one tackle coming near sideline across the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. Some hard yards for R.J. Marino. They will officially mark him out at the 44 there. So a pickup of 10.
Good run. And again, the pre-snap penalties. That run gives you first down under normal circumstances, but it just cuts it in half now to second 10 or second 5.
Georgetown going fast. Herman takes the snap, rolling to his right. He will throw, got a man, it's open into Cedar Park territory. The Georgetown Eagles find themselves down at the 37-yard line. A pickup of 6 and, let's see, 12 more. That's 18 yards. It was Caden Lachlan on the reception.
Eagles going tempo again. I like the tempo. I like what they're doing with that. Slow down just a little bit to make sure they got the play call, but I like the tempo.
Here we go, 1st and 10. Hand off to Marino. No, Herman keeps it around the left side, cutting up the middle to the 30. Going to his right to the 25. Out to the 20. He's tackled from behind, inside in the red zone. Down to the 16-yard line. 22-yard pickup for Darson Herman, and it's 1st and 10 Georgetown. Javion Mays, the man who got him from behind.
Good job by Darson right then. I kind of bought the fake too because I was watching RJ.
This time he does not give it to RJ again. No, throw across the middle. It's caught inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. Corey Coleman with the catch, and Georgetown's in business.
But if they're moving tempo, RJ's looking for the call from the coaches. They've got it now, so I love that tempo. I think it keeps the defense on their heels.
2:10 on the clock here in the third quarter. There's a turnaround, handoff to Marino. Up the middle. He is in. Touchdown, Georgetown. R.J. Marino with his second touchdown run of the half. And Georgetown has their second touchdown.
Nice play calling there. I like the mixing it up, and I also like the tempo that they use there because Cedar Park likes to move, especially some of their linebackers in and out, keep them fresh, but they weren't able to do that with that tempo going. Their defensive linemen all got their hands on their hips right now, breathing a little heavy, keep that pressure on. I like it a lot.
Well, Georgetown may be going for 2 here after they missed it last time. Herman in the ball game. They're just running a traditional offensive set now. And motion on the right side. False start, and here comes the kicking unit. That was the wide receiver, Brandon Bradford, who moved. So Georgetown will have to back it up 5 yards, and Isaiah Winan will come in and try the extra point from 25 yards away.
Looking for his holder.
Those usually help. Referees coming in to hold the snap. Now the snap back. Kick is up. It is well short and no good. So your score with 2:04 to go in the third quarter. The Cedar Park Timberwolves lead the Georgetown Eagles 31-14. We're going to step aside here, let you hear from our sponsors one more time. When we come back, we'll have the end of the third quarter. 2:04 to go. Georgetown trails it by 16. This is Georgetown football.
Royce Electric is a proud supporter of the Georgetown Eagles. Royce Electric also wishes Kaylee Biondo a great year. Go Eagles! Royce Electric, Harker Heights, Texas.
(31-15), the Cedar Park Timberwolves lead Georgetown as Georgetown will set to kick it away. The extra point was no good there for the Georgetown Eagles. 5-play, 61-yard drive that lasted just 1 minute and 16 seconds for Georgetown. You like the way the offense moved there, Kelly?
I did a lot, and I think that's what they're going to have to do is just keep that running game going, attack the middle of the Cedar Park line and tempo so you can keep those guys from rotating fresh bodies in there.
Georgetown to kick it away, moving right to left. 2:04 to go in the Royce Electric third quarter. End-over-end kick. That will be fielded at the 32 by Cedar Park. And tackled immediately by a host of Georgetown Eagles right around the 34. So Cedar Park with their worst field position to start here at the 30 or in the second half. They have scored both times. Actually, both teams have touched the ball twice here in the half. Both teams have scored a touchdown each time.
First down and 10.
And then you've got the extra points failing on both of the Georgetown extra point tries.
Yeah, if Georgetown can get a hold and get back in this, they're going to have to go for 2 twice.
Yeah, they're going to have a stop here because you're down a couple of touchdowns. You got to hold them, get that ball back, because any points here makes it even just a really difficult obstacle to overcome.
Hernandez back to pass. Plenty of time in the pocket. Now the sling one out the left side at the 40-yard line, making one man miss to the 44. Jonathan Stockwell, the running back, coming out of the backfield. That'll be a pickup of 8 on first down.
You watch Hernandez go through his progressions there, and then Bazell's able to go out and make a good tackle out on the edge, but not before he gains 8 yards. But this is more of what you expect out of the Cedar Park offense right now. That passing game is really leaping.
Ryder Hernandez, he's impressive back there. He's got a really strong arm. He throws the ball very accurately. There's a handoff up the middle. Hesitation move by Brock Johnson, just bowling his way forward across the 50. That'll be a first down as Cedar Park moves into Eagle territory at the 49 and an 8-yard pickup.
Cedar Park's done a really good job of mixing the play calling up there. Of course, on that tackle there, Taylor Beal again, that name, it's going to be interesting to see how many tackles he has in this game. He's usually in the double digits in tackles. That young man can play some defense.
Final minute of the third quarter. Handoff left side. Kevin Adams finding room across the 45. He'll just step out of bounds around the 42-yard line. Should be a 7-yard gain on first down. Bringing up 2nd and 3. It was Trent McConnell chasing him out of bounds.
8-yard gain on the play. 2nd down.
And they marked him out at the 41.
All right.
2nd down and 2. .45 seconds to go now here in the Royce Electric third quarter. Handoff up the middle to Adams. Pushing his way across the 35 and a big hole there out to the 31-yard line. A 10-yard gain and a first down now for Cedar Park.
Cedar Park's offensive line just pushing the Georgetown defensive line around now, and they've gotten that momentum on offense. Georgetown's moved the ball as well, but Cedar Park just controlling that line of scrimmage. Where Georgetown was having some success and getting some pressure in the first half, they're not getting that pressure now.
Well, Cedar Park might decide to just hang on and make that the final play of the quarter if they so choose. 13 seconds to go in the quarter. They look like they'll line up and run one more. Hernandez sends a man in motion. That's Preston Scott. It'll be a handoff to Scott. Now a reverse for Cedar Park. Looking to throw. They will throw it back to Hernandez down the near sideline, and it is incomplete. They tried to run the old Philly special there, and it was incomplete, and that will be the final play of the third quarter.
That one needed not so much air underneath it. Valencia's out there able to make a play on the football and keep that from.
Well, through 3 quarters of play at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, the Cedar Park Timberwolves, ranked number 11th in the state, they lead Georgetown by a count of 31-15 here on SHN Sports. Folks, make sure you check out our friends at WVE Vehicle Electronics, offering a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics, including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK Spark Plug and NTK sensor brands, WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE Vehicle Electronics, precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Fox Auto Parts store in Georgetown, Texas. Well, Kelly, that was an interesting third quarter. Both teams had the ball 2 full times. Cedar Park on their third possession of the third quarter as they continue going here. Both teams trading touchdowns back and forth. Georgetown moved the ball, just couldn't get a stop.
And they're just not having the success that they had. Cedar Park's made some adjustments on their offensive line and their blocking schemes, and they're able to hold that line out and keep that pressure from getting in there. When Georgetown has thrown some blitzes in, they've been able to pick it up and give their quarterback some time. give him room to scramble when he's needed to scramble and hit open receivers there where that pressure is leaving a hole in the defense. So they made some good adjustments at the halftime.
First play of the Extraco Bank fourth quarter here. Snap to Hernandez, throw across the slot. It is dropped. Oh, Georgetown. Oh, luckily, Taylor Beal will help out the young man who dropped the football. It was Gunnar Absek, the intended receiver, because Beal hit him pretty hard there after the play.
Yeah, he got popped.
Here comes 3rd and 10, and here's a big play because Cedar Park's going into the wind here. So 3rd and 10, you're kind of out of field goal range with the ball at the 31. And even a pickup of 5 or 6 may keep you out of field goal range with this wind right now.
Yeah, I think this is going to be 4-down territory for the Timberwolves here because that wind is blowing pretty hard.
It's actually died down on the field right now.
I can't tell.
Yeah, no, look at the flags. It's still. There's Hernandez pumping. Throw down the sideline. Got a man wide open at the 10. It's caught. There's a first down as Will Odoye finds himself open down that sideline again on the pump and go. There's a 20-yard catch.
They're just they're choosing to play so far off the ball in that circumstance. They don't want to get beat deep, but that's leaving that 7, 8, 10, 12-yard route there because your safeties are backpedaling right off the snap of the ball.
Ball officially marked at the 11-yard line, so Cedar Park can pick up a first down if they reach the 1. 3 wide receivers to the far side. An extra tight end on the left side. There's a handoff to the right side on the sweep play. Going out there, Jonathan Stockwell cuts upfield and gets to about the 6. Pick up a 5. Here comes second down.
Hold out there on the edge by the receiver out there blocking for the running back as he bounced out, but again, it didn't get called. Saul De La Rosa out there on the play doing a good job of keeping that from going any farther because if De La Rosa doesn't make that tackle, then there's nothing there.
Kevin Adams in the backfield now with Ryder Hernandez, the QB for Cedar Park. Second down, 5 to go. Cedar Park can get a first down at the 1. Little flip play on the sweep, cutting back in and into the end zone. I do believe Gunnar Absek, the wide receiver, he's actually going to be a half a yard short before they officially mark him. And there's a late flag coming in as well. It's a first down for Cedar Park. The flag going to be after the play. We'll see who it's on.
I think they're spotting him for a first down. This is going to be a personal foul on somebody, but I couldn't see who.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 28, defense.
Well, if you're going to take the personal foul, moving it 2 inches isn't going to really hurt you.
No.
Ball spotted inside the 1 as it is, so you literally moved it. I mean, the nose of the football is nearly touching the goal line right now. And Cedar Park has it first down.
You better line the bigs up in there tight because I think they're going to come right at the Georgetown defense.
We go stacked receivers 4 wide here. Georgetown, there's a high snap over the head of the quarterback Hernandez, able to scoop it up and scrambling to his left. Ball back out, and we'll see who's on it. There's a pile at the 13, a flag being thrown, another push and a shove against Cedar Park. And I believe Georgetown's got the football. They have it out of the pile.
Oh, man. Somebody threw a punch.
There's 2 flags down. I think we're going to have offsetting penalties on the dead ball. The question is, who officially has the football? Because there hasn't been a motion. Georgetown came out of the pile with it.
Yeah, Georgetown came out of the pile.
Matt Anderson came out with the ball. My fault, bud.
Yeah, Matt Anderson. I'm sorry.
No, that's my fault. Matt Anderson came out with the pile.
Yeah, he came out at 16.
There are multiple fouls against the fumbling team.
Wow.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 58. Also after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 58. No penalty. Will be enforced.
30 yards of penalty.
First down, Georgetown. They pick up 30 yards of penalties on the fumble recovery. My goodness, what a turn of events.
Yeah, and that's
Luke Williams getting one of the penalties there.
Yeah, Luke Williams got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
He got both of them.
Yeah, but the unsportsmanlike conduct, if he gets one more, he's ejected from the game.
Wow.
That's big.
Instead of Georgetown taking over at the 13, they take over at their own 43 now.
This is 43 yards of fumble recovery and penalty because that football was at the
It was at the inch. Literally, the nose of the football looked like it was touching the goal line at the snap.
Yeah, there's been some chippiness start here in this quarter in that line, And you saw it manifest itself right there. So
we've been saying all night, can Georgetown catch a break? There it is. You got to take advantage. Got to take advantage here for the Eagles. 1st and 10 from the 43 for the Eagles. Fake handoff. Herman throwing deep down the right side of the middle. Just out of the reach of Brandon Bradford on the near hash mark, trying to go down the seam there. 2nd and 10.
I don't think he was expecting that ball to come to him. I think he thought it was going to the receiver that was more towards the middle of the field. But
I like the idea, though.
Yes.
Trying to go deep after the big turn of events and trying to hit them quick.
No problem with that at all. Now you hit him on something short, maybe a run.
2nd down. Handoff right up the middle. Coming over the right side is Marino. Out to about the 46-yard line, so a pickup of 3. Here comes 3rd and 7. Marino was about 1/2 step away from breaking a big one.
Yeah, and he got the defensive line in the shift. They were in the middle of their shift when that ball got snapped, which puts them automatically at a disadvantage right there. They were able to get a good push.
3rd and 7 for Georgetown. Ball at their own 46. Herman the pass. Plenty of time. Throws near sideline and, just over the outstretched hands of the intended receiver. A little too tall down there. I believe that was intended for Bradford. Here comes 4th and 7.
Man, they are letting a lot of contact down the field happen. They're pushing the receivers off. The corners are pushing the receivers off of their routes 8 and 10 and 12 yards down the field. I don't understand that.
One that was just a smidge too high, though. I think if Herman gets that ball down, it's a 1st down completion.
Well, you got to go for it here.
4th and 7.
Yep.
Yeah, now they're going to pop in the pooch kick position. Herman, no, he's going to fake it. Looking to throw, and he's sacked. Cedar Park brought the heat, and I think number 77 not on the roster, but he comes up with the sack. They saw it coming as Georgetown was going to go with the typical pooch punt, it appeared, like they typically do with the quarterback, and instead trying to fake it. Well, the big momentum shift goes right back to Cedar Park.
Well, Brad, I said early in the 3rd quarter, you got to take some chances. I can't blame the coaching staff for that call, taking some chances down. You're a couple of scores down. You just had a big stand by your defense, got the turnover you needed. There's probably some fans frustrated by it. I like the call. I like to take a chance. You have nothing to lose in that circumstance. So Cedar Park just did a good job of doing what they had to do to shut that down.
So the ball spotted at the Georgetown 36 as the Timberwolves take over with 10:01 to go in the ball game, leading by 16. There's a handoff, bowling over the right side. Brock Johnson, the big running back, down to the 32. There's laundry on the field around the line of scrimmage. I think this might come back.
Number 21 on the carry.
I don't think they called a hold all night.
Who have a flag on the play. Holding. Number 52. Offense. Senior penalty.
So the hold called on Clinton Blackman, the offensive lineman, a senior for Cedar Park. That'll negate about the 5-yard run there. Make it 2nd and 20.
I've thrown some flags for holding from up here, but they didn't quite make it to the field.
You got to work on your arm strength, man. Come on.
It's the glass. It's the glass in the press box has stopped every one of them.
We're going to get you a yellow placard up here and just waving at folks downstairs when we see it. There you go. 1st and 20 for Cedar Park at the Georgetown 46. And there's a false start against Cedar Park. They'll back it up 5 more. So Cedar Park will actually drop back into their own territory here at the 49. And it's 1st and Temple. 1st and 25. They're going north. Temple's that way, right? All right. Yeah. 5 wide receivers in the set here for Cedar Park. A little surprised they're throwing, even though it is 1st and 25 with a 2-touchdown lead. Back to pass Hernandez, and he will get out of trouble. Ball up in the air, and is it picked off? No, Georgetown couldn't come up with it. Oh, man, it was bobbled up in the air. Aiden Valencia had a shot at it, and he just couldn't get it.
Oh, they got pressure on him. That was kind of an ill-advised throw because he was falling down as he made the throw, but he's a playmaker. The quarterback's a playmaker. He's made plays all night, but, we almost got another break.
Kelly, Cedar Park up 16. Do you question throwing the ball right now and stopping the clock?
Yeah, they've stopped the clock for us, so I think that's a great play call.
Georgetown's got all 3 timeouts left in the pocket. There's a fake handoff throw on the bubble screen near side, and that's only going to go about 3 or 4 yards to Josh Cameron. He got hit really high up around the letters. Ball at the the Georgetown 47 on the 4-yard gain, and it was Taylor Beal with a big hit.
Our spotters pointed to his name. He's going to wear out this piece of paper where Taylor Beal's name is, man. That kid's fun to watch. My goodness, he's fun to watch. They're going to go for this. I'd kick this.
Oh, it's 3rd and 21, so.
But
I agree with kicking on 3rd down for Georgetown's sake.
Oh, it is 3rd. I thought that previous play was 3rd. See, okay, back to the. I got to find another college word.
3rd and 21 for Cedar Park, rather. They will just run this one. Run to the right side, going forward on the run. Brock Johnson, he gets back to just shy of the original line of scrimmage at the 37, and now Cedar Park can legitimately think about going for this on 4th down at the 37, kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, this is an interesting call.
Officially going to mark him at the 38. It's 4th and 12. Cedar Park will go for this. I kind of agree with Dave England here sitting to my left running our scoreboard tonight. I would think about a pooch kick here and pin Georgetown deep. 7:37 to go in the 4th quarter. Cedar Park going to run a play. Hernandez back to pass, getting pressured. As a man, it is caught. It's a first down for Cedar Park. Josh Cameron finding a hole in the defense at the 25-yard line, a 13-yard pickup. And, man, Cedar Park gets themselves in a 1st and 25 hole, and they convert it.
Yeah, Hernandez threw that ball in between 3 defenders who were there. They read the play right. They're just too far away from them to keep that from being a first down, and that was a big first down for Cedar Park.
If there was ever a back-breaking play that didn't score points, that might have been it.
Yeah, that could be.
7 minutes even to go in the ball game. Cedar Park driving at the Georgetown 25. Ball on the left hash. Handoff over the right side, coming back near side. Kevin Adams, he's got room down the sideline at the 20. He's at the 10, at the 5. He will step out of bounds shy of the goal line, but there is a flag down. I think it's going to be a hold on the outside against Cedar Park.
Yeah, Willadoye, I think is his name. He's out there throwing his hands up like it wasn't me.
Long discussion. I think they're trying to figure out where the penalty took place to officially mark this. Cedar Park's already gone backwards. Holding officially on the offense. They did not say against who.
I think it was number 12.
Yeah, they didn't say the number.
Number 12 was standing there.
They got to mark it.
His innocence.
They got to mark it from where the hold happened. I think they're saying the hold happened around the 5, so if you make it back 10 yards, that's a first down for Cedar Park.
The hold happened where he threw the flag, and the flag was thrown at the 16.
But wait. If it's holding on the offense, why is the ball being spotted at the 2? Are they saying the hold happened at the 2-yard line? Okay. So the ball at the 12, that's a first down. But I thought the blocker was at the 6 or 7.
He was. There wasn't another blocker down the field. The block occurred at the 16-yard line.
I don't understand it. 1st and 10, Cedar Park with the ball at the 12. Run over the right side, Kevin Adams. He's wrestled down in the backfield, and almost the entire Georgetown defense there to take him at about the 16. They were led by Aaron Barragon. A loss of about 4 on the play. Here comes second down. I try not to be too critical of officials. I understand they got a tough job, but man, oh man.
Well, Coach Griffin was pointing at the 16 where the flag got thrown in the first place, and the referee threw it from about the 10 towards the 16. He's still barking at the referee because that ball should have been back spotted around the 26 instead of at the 12.
At least the 16.
Good night.
2nd and 14 for Cedar Park. They can get a first down if they get to the 2. Throw down the middle. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. Cedar Park. Josh Cameron comes up with it. Ball was thrown slightly behind him. He made a great adjustment. A 16-yard strike, and that will probably do it as Cedar Park goes back up by 3 scores. That's the 3rd touchdown toss of the night for Hernandez. He's thrown to 3 different receivers.
Yeah, and then he bowed to the Georgetown fans after he threw that ball. He's smart enough to go past the official so he can't see it.
Extra point on the way for Cedar Park. It is up, and it is good. And your score with 6:01 to go in the ball game. The Timberwolves lead the Georgetown Eagles by a count of 38-15 here at Birkelbach Field.
It's a backbreaker, and now you got talking going on. The Eagles are frustrated. That's what the referees are going to have to get a handle on. Coach Griffin's still out at the hash marks talking to the referee.
Yeah, you can tell he is not happy. That's a 6-play, 36-yard drive, taking 4 minutes because of how far Cedar Park went back. Remember, it was 1st and 25 on that drive.
Yeah, and you've got
actually
again
at one point it was 3rd and 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that's on the Eagles. That's on the Eagles. But like Coach Griffin is explaining to the referee right now, I can't hear his words. I probably don't want to. But the block occurred at the 16. There were no other Cedar Park players down the field by where they said the block had occurred. The only person down there was the guy with the football.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds at the 2,
yes.
but it's a spot foul. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, not 10 yards from where it went out of bounds.
Yeah, you've got that call. You've got the fumble at the goal line that took place.
Yeah.
And those Cedar Park right now is whipping Georgetown. You can't take that away from these Cedar Park kids. But man, they're. Okay, I'm done.
6:01 to go in the ball game. The Timberwolves lead at 38-15 over Georgetown. Kicking away, high end over end kick, fielded around the 17-yard line. The Eagles come up with it at the 25, dancing to the 30, flag down on the play. And Georgetown taken down there. It was Brandon Bradford there with a return for Georgetown.
Yeah, that's going to block in the back, I think.
Start looking ahead a little bit to next week, Kelly. Georgetown back in action in district play. It's nothing but district play the rest of the way. No more breaks in the schedule for bye weeks or anything as well. Assuming the score holds and nothing crazy happens, Georgetown's going to fall to 3-3 and drop their second district game and 3rd in a row overall. A game at Pflugerville next week. You look at the rest of the schedule. At Pflugerville, Manor. Holding penalty against Georgetown, so the ball will back up. Pflugerville, at Pflugerville, Manor, at Rouse Conley. You look at that schedule, and the one that really sticks out at you is that game in 2 weeks here against Manor, because that might be the game to decide who gets the 4th spot in the playoffs, assuming Georgetown can manage the rest of the schedule.
Yeah, Conley is beating Pflugerville right now. Manor won last night against Rouse. So right now in the district, it's Hutto, Cedar Park, and then everybody else. So the dog pile is at that 3rd and 4th position for the playoffs.
5:53 to go in the ball game. Back to pass Herman, throwing across the middle. He's got a man. It's complete near the 25-yard line. Nice first down play on the little slant route. It was completed to number 85, Brandon Bradford. We called his name a lot tonight. 9-yard gain brings up 2nd and 1. Again, back to pass. Herman throwing near our far side to the slot. It is complete again out to the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of 10. Another Georgetown first down. A little action after the play. I didn't see who caught the ball down there. It was Cade Lachlan, number 88, with the catch. Georgetown going fast, putting the ball in the air right now. They trail it by 23 here tonight at home to Cedar Park. Herman looking to throw. Got plenty of time down the middle. It's caught at the 50-yard line. And, man, Darson Herman's throwing some dimes here on this drive. Again to Cade Lachlan.
Yeah, good job by Cade getting open right there in the middle. And that middle's open because they're spreading those guys out. And the setups are causing those defenders to have to break the middle. They're sending some pressure with the linebackers trying to get to Herman, but he's done a good job of finding the open guy on this drive.
Herman to pass again. 5 wide in the set. Throws deep down the seam. It is popped up in the air. A couple of guys came down with it, and I think Cedar Park comes down with the interception. It did. Number 40 came away with the pick. It was Ronald Caldwell as the ball was intended, I believe, for R.J. Marino down the seam. He just had to pop off his pads and went up in the air, and credit Caldwell for taking it away.
Well, Cedar Park's played really well tonight. You can't take anything away from them, and I'm not trying to by talking about some of the calls there. They in the second half, Georgetown had some success in the third quarter, but Cedar Park is really taking this game over and taking control of it. You see why they're ranked where they are right now in the state.
I think you have to look at, the big turning point in the game. Georgetown got that big fumble against Cedar Park on the snap over the head and then went 4 and out.
Right.
Couldn't move the ball. You score there, it's a one-possession game.
Yep.
With a lot of time left on the clock.
But it's been a 14-point turn with that. So
Yep.
credit to Cedar Park.
There's a handoff up the middle to Brock Johnson, now cutting it over the left side. Pulls his way out to the 20-yard line. Man, he's a big physical running back. And that should be enough for a first down for Cedar Park.
Yeah, he is. You got to sell your soul to stop that run right now. You really do. I mean, come up, knock your receivers off the routes, and man-on-man, and stop that run. Try to shut down this drive, get the ball back. But I think this is too big of a hill to climb now.
Clock running here. Ball after 20. I'll tell you something Mr. England told me earlier tonight. He pointed out it was a good observation as another handoff to Brockman up around the 24. Brock Johnson, rather, as he goes to the 24 and picks up about 4 or 5 yards there. An observation that Dave made to me earlier tonight was, don't forget, Georgetown lost these same 3 games in the middle of the season last year.
Yep.
Stephenville, Hutto, Cedar Park. And then went on a run deep into the third round of the playoffs. So it's not like it can't happen, folks. It's just a matter of getting things corrected before next week. Handoff over the near sideline and eaten up real quick as the running back for Cedar Park. I think that was Kevin Adams in on the run. Actually, no, it was not. It was Jonathan Stockwell. Back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 6.
Well, you're starting to see some of the you're seeing some of these young guys that are having to play this year for Georgetown, starting to see them mature. As I'm looking over this Cedar Park roster too, they're playing a bunch of juniors, man. So you got a lot of young players on this field on both sides of the football right now. So it's going to be interesting. Working that clock.
3rd and 6. Cedar Park really draining the play clock here with 2:50 to go in the ball game. They snap it with 3 left on the play clock. Handoff right up the middle. Plenty of room out across the 30 to the 35-yard line goes Jonathan Stockwell. That's a first down and a pick up 11 on the play.
Defensive line just can't hold their blocks now, and the big Cedar Park offensive linemen are just moving them out of the way.
I want to thank everyone for joining in tonight on the broadcast. We really do appreciate you guys listening in. 3 receivers to the near side. I would expect Cedar Park just to keep this on the ground here. Clock rolling with 2:24 to go. It's a little pitch play. Ball's on the ground. Are they going to say that's a forward pass? They will. Ryder Hernandez was coming forward. It was incomplete to Daniel Hernandez, but he flicked it. I don't know if that was lateral or forward, but man, oh man. Cedar Park gets away with one. Wow. Okay. I need to see a replay on that one. I would like to see a replay on that one.
The camera guys may have gotten in trouble for that little review they had up on the screen before, but because they're not showing any replays now. But
2:19 to go in the ball game. Handoff over the left side, cutting up at the left hash mark. The running back for Cedar Park, Kevin Adams, he bulls his way to the 47. It's a pickup of 12, and it's another first down.
You can't tackle his shoulder pads. You got to tackle his waist and his knees.
Cedar Park content to just run the clock right now. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Another handoff. Coming over the left side, Kevin Adams towards the sideline. He's going to step out of bounds, and there's a late flag behind the play. Tell you what, Kevin Adams, he's a sophomore. Personal foul tripping, so that's going to come back against the interior lineman, Clinton Blackman. But Adams is a sophomore. He's going to get an earful when they go back and watch tape for stepping out of bounds there with less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, keep that clock running. Slide, young man.
A cold night in Central Texas, and really, I would say cold performance for the Eagles. They played pretty well tonight at times, but too much Timberwolf offense. Quarterback Ryder Hernandez, man, he was impressive tonight, slinging the ball all over the yard. He made some plays when things broke down, too. You got to give him credit.
Yeah, he did. He made some plays happen with his feet and with his arm.
Hand off to the right, Brock Johnson. Back out to the 35, 36-yard line on the 1st and 25 play. Pickup of 4. Brings up second down at about 21.
Georgetown's got all their timeouts, but they're going to let this clock run.
A minute 18 to go in the ball game. Don't forget, folks, check out the network tonight. Go elsewhere on the SHN Sports Network as SHN Football Friday will continue all the way to midnight tonight. Again, Johnson over the right side with the lead blocker, cuts back in. He stays inbounds. Back to the original line of scrimmage around the 47, 48-yard line. And here comes third down. The clock continues to run. SHN Football Friday score. There's a flag down on the play as well. Behind the play, it'll be holding against Cedar Park, so that'll come back. But Stephen Strong, Justin Simmons holding down the fort at the SHN Sports Studio. I'm actually going to pop in there and put my radio face on TV for a second as well. And
beat me to it. You knew it was coming.
I know. Cover the game tonight. We'll talk about the game tonight. We'll also talk about the Aikens game last night. A really good contest down in Austin between Aikens and Anderson. And then elsewhere on the network tomorrow, Southwestern University football coming to you live from Jackson, Mississippi as they take on Belhaven tomorrow afternoon here on SHN Sports. Hit that like and subscribe button on SHN Sports on YouTube. 56 seconds to go in the game. Cedar Park looks to be in victory formation. They will take a knee on 2nd and 27. They can let this thing run down a good bit.
12-second difference.
Oh, we mentioned the schedule coming up. It is for Georgetown, Pflugerville, Manor, Rouse, Connolly. It is the same 4 teams in the same exact order coming up. For last year, beat Pflugerville 28-17. Beat Manor 28-14. Beat Rouse 34-14. Beat Connolly 34-15 before making that 3-round deep playoff run. And Georgetown's going to have to go with some magic again as they will fall to 3-3 with a loss here at home tonight. And the final snap taken, the knees down, and that will officially end your ball game. Your final score from Birkelbach Field tonight in Georgetown, Texas. The Cedar Park Timberwolves, number 11 in the state, 5A Division I. They come away with a 38-15 victory, and Cedar Park will move to 6-1 this season, 3-0 in District 11. Georgetown falls to 3-3, 0-2 in District 11, and a big hill to climb now for Georgetown in these final 4 games as they try to make a playoff push. Kelly?
Well, they've got the Eagles did some good things tonight. They've got some stuff they can build on for the remainder of this district schedule, and you got to put these 2 behind you. You still got your goals of making the playoffs. You still got some things ahead of you that you can accomplish. So you can't let this game beat you again next week. They're going to be able to look at some film, especially on the defensive side and the offensive side. This is the best that Darson Herman's been able to move the ball as the quarterback, starting quarterback. So you got some stuff to build on.
I thought there were times he looked really good tonight out on the field. Also with R.J. Marino healthy and back there. The running game a little more explosive tonight. And, the Georgetown Eagles unfortunately come up short tonight against a very good Cedar Park team. Always a contender in the state. Of course, just won the state title a few years ago. Right. And here they come away with a victory tonight on the road. Cedar Park beats Georgetown now for the 6th straight year in this rivalry. We'll go you down the scoring recap real quick. It was a couple of punts and a turnover on downs early in the game, but in the first quarter, Cedar Park opened the scoring with a 30-yard field goal, making it 3-0 after a 10-play, 55-yard drive. Georgetown would punt, then Cedar Park would go on a 6-play, 83-yard march. A 7-yard touchdown run capped off the drive from Brock Johnson, making it 10-0. Georgetown, though, answered back a 26-yard field goal after a 13-play, 63-yard march that took up 4 minutes, 32 seconds in the second quarter, made it 10-3. But right before the half, Cedar Park scored with 13 seconds left on the clock to cap off a 6-play, 55-yard drive, 26-yard pass from Ryder Hernandez to Preston Scott. It was the first of 4 touchdown passes tonight for Hernandez to 4 different receivers, and it was 17-3 at the half. Cedar Park got the ball first in the second half, took it right down the field 10 plays, 57 yards. Hernandez on a 1-yard toss to Spear. The ball that was tipped at the line of scrimmage. He made a great adjustment to catch the football. 24-3 Cedar Park. Georgetown, though, answered right back. R.J. Marino, after a big 88-yard Brandon Bradford kickoff return. 88-yard kickoff return, excuse me. 2-play, 11-yard drive. Couple of runs from R.J. Marino. He capped it off with a 4-yard TD run to make it 24-9. The 2-point conversion was missed. Cedar Park, though, comes right back and score the next drive. Hernandez to Absek to cap off a 4-yard touchdown pass to cap off the 9-yard, 62-play drive, and that would make it 31-9. Georgetown, again, getting right back off the mat and scoring. Marino capping off another quick drive. 16 seconds to go as Georgetown went hurry up and really looked good in that hurry up offense tonight, Kelly, when they went that way. 5 plays, 61 yards. A 2-yard touchdown run from Marino, his second of the night, making it 31-15 when the 2-point conversion was missed. And then here's where I think the biggest swing of the ball game happened. Late in the third, early in the fourth quarter. Cedar Park would find their way all the way to literally the 2-inch line down on the field, heading into the end zone, and then snap the ball well over the Georgetown head, the head of the starting quarterback, Ryder Hernandez, and Georgetown would recover. Georgetown also got the benefit of 2 personal foul penalties on that play. So the ball, where it was recovered at the Cedar Park 13, came all the way out to the Cedar Park 43, but Georgetown went 4 and out, turnover on downs there, and Cedar Park would come back after that and punch in a touchdown. They actually would go back to a 1st and 25. They would convert on a long, they would get to 3rd and 21, make it 4th and 11, and then convert. And then Cedar Park punched in Josh Cameron's 16-yard touchdown pass reception from Ryder Hernandez, and that is how the game would end scoring-wise. 38-15, your final score tonight. Cedar Park picks up the victory. Final stats tonight. First down, Cedar Park, 25 of them. Georgetown with 13. Cedar Park, 43 carries for 188 yards. Georgetown, 22 carries and 106 yards tonight. Passing yardage for Cedar Park, 312 of them. 23 passes. 30 completions for 312 yards. For Georgetown and Herman, that is 15 of 27 with 1 interception for 148 yards. Total yardage 500 total yards for Cedar Park. My apologies, 254 tonight for the Georgetown Eagles. Cedar Park did lose the fumble once. Georgetown lost one as well. Penalties and threw 1 interception. Penalties, Cedar Park had 11 of them for 100 yards. Georgetown, 8 penalties, 56 yards. Highlights for Georgetown, R.J. Marino with 10 carries, 79 yards. And for Ryder Hernandez, the starting quarterback for Cedar Park, 23 of 29, 312 yards, and 4 touchdowns tonight for the star Cedar Park quarterback. Well, Kelly, final thoughts before Georgetown heads into a 4-game slate as we finish out the regular season with the Pflugerville team up next on the road.
You got to take some of the positives from this that Georgetown showed. They showed some things tonight, some capabilities tonight on defense and offense that we haven't honestly seen since the first week.
Yeah.
So they've got stuff to build on. There are some things to build on. Cedar Park's got a great football team. Can't take anything away from those guys. They just outplayed Georgetown tonight. But the Eagles have some things they can build on. You take some positives from this. You don't ever want to just take a loss and just call it a loss and go on and moral victories and all that. But there are some things that this young Eagles team can build on for next week to get ready for the remainder of this district, because now it's a dogfight for the 3rd and 4th spots for the playoffs.
You don't want to say the hard part's over, but you just played the number 6 and number 11 teams in the state in 5A Division I. They both happen to be in your district. Nobody else ranked on the rest of the schedule, so a chance for Georgetown to make some way, much like they did last year, and get themselves into the playoffs. And once you're there, you never know.
Well, and the only – you could wind up going to tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Rule tiebreakers, not some other tiebreaker. You may wind up going to tiebreakers unless one of these teams that's in the fight for the 3rd and 4th spots sneaks up on on Hutto or Cedar Park. And you know what we've seen with Hutto and Cedar Park these last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they're great football teams, but you know any given night
Wow.
Somebody could step up and maybe surprise one of them. And if they do, that's going to be they'll be the ones who are looking at that third position.
Well, one of those two is taking a loss next week. Hutto plays Cedar Park next week in Cedar Park, a big football game.
Good football
here
game
in the district. One final time tonight, your final score from Birkelbach Field. Georgetown falls to Cedar Park by a count of 38-15. I want to thank our entire crew up here, Galen Welnicki with the stats. I want to thank my dad, Phil Tillery. He's in for the weekend, visiting, helped us out with spotting. Great job. Appreciate that. He's done that the last couple of nights for us. Dave England running the production over here for us. For Kelly Duvall, I'm Brad Tillery saying good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in over to SHN Football Friday right now. Catch your scores, recaps, highlights. You'll have people calling in from games from around the area. Catch me a little bit. Yeah, see my pretty face as well. And don't forget tomorrow afternoon as well, Southwestern University football right here on SHN Sports. They're on the road taking on Bellhaven. That'll be live coming your way. And continue to like and follow us. Subscribe to SHN on YouTube, as you'll catch all the best football action here in Texas.
Hook 'em horns, beat OU.
You got to sneak that one in, Kelly. As
it's that weekend, baby.
It's 9:49, I heard. So we'll leave it there. But Dave England's got one thing to add real quick as we sign off here.
Texans say y'all because they don't like
OU.
Texas say y'all because apparently they don't like OU. You're talking to a guy who grew up in the SEC, so I'm totally lost right now. 38-15, your final score. Cedar Park beats Georgetown. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll talk to you next week, everybody. Stay safe out there.
Good night, folks.